Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. This week's episode is sponsored by second place 2025 MA2 Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Player of the Year and our newest Patreon member, Ross O'Toole. He wondered if MA40 is a step up from MA2. I figure we can keep it simple. Ross, do you feel like you'd have a better shot in a tournament against 2025 Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast MA2 Player of the Year, Logan Akins, or 2025 Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast MA40 Player of the Year correspondent Joe Karen?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I looked at it because I was actually, looking at previous goals and looking ahead to this year. And the chart that the PDGA has for, depending on if it's an A or a B or a C tier and what division you're in, the number of people you tie and beat gets multiplied by X, right? You guys know that thing I'm referring to. Mm-hmm. To my eye, the MA2 and MA40 seem pretty similar in terms of the points you get. So in that sense, I thought they were kind of, a lateral move, although there was good discussion going on about the fact that there's no ratings cap in MA40. So, like when I played at States, there were some really good players playing MA40. And then obviously the other thing locally is kind of just the size of the field. There's a lot more people playing MA2. So if you are looking to get points, my fourth, fifth, third places don't look so good when you see how many points I got because they were against, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. So
yeah, I also think that, like you said, if you're playing AM Worlds, it's going to be totally different than if you're playing a local C tier. So, because that just depends on who shows up.
Yeah, and I think probably the local is probably relevant to Ross's question specifically. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'd say from running Mindkill, it varies. It just depends who signs up. Like I've seen MA40 fields that were stronger than MA2, and I've seen MA2 that were stronger than MA40. But I think for the technical answer, you don't need a ratings cap for MA40. But if you're a pro, the ratings cap for MA40 is 920 and the ratings cap for MA2 is 935. So if you're a 930 rated pro, you can only play in MA2. So technically, I think MA2 is slightly higher. But again, I've seen events where the MA40 field would smoke the MA2 field.
I basically have the same as Jason. Depends too much on the specific event. I'd say it comes down to more as far if you're trying to figure out from the play, like what is the probability that everyone in the field you enjoy playing with more?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always said the best part of MA40 is everybody gets the movie references.
Yeah.
All right, well, the Disc Captains, Stonykillers, and Lemonheads all had matches this week, and we will discuss each one. In fact, Alex, Tim, Corey, Evan, Jason, and Randy will be here to do just that. But first, we got a couple of pieces of housekeeping to discuss. We had a lot of comments on our Facebook page this past week with multiple topics discussed. Corey thinks we got ratioed. I don't think he knows what that word means, but because isn't that like if I make a comment and then Alex is like, well, no, Pat, you're actually wrong. And then 50,000 people like his comment because he's right and I'm wrong. That's what I always took it as.
I mean, a comment could get ratioed, I suppose, but so could a post, I'd say. I mean, it basically comes down to there's more comments than like thumbs up or likes on it, suggesting that it was semi-controversial, so it got people talking.
Am I going crazy? Did we not go through that?
You did go through it, Alex. You explained it perfectly because I was not on that episode. I listened back and I was like, yep, Alex nailed it. The usage has evolved over time. Then you went back to when it was originally meant on Twitter and now how people use it now. So good job, Alex.
So is Corey right then? Was it ratioed?
I think with the original usage of the word, or the original internet usage of the word, rather. Yes.
Oh, really?
But yeah, nowadays it definitely tends to mean something different.
Okay. I was just surprised that we had a lot of comments on the Facebook page. The MA2 and MA40 debate was among them, which we already addressed. Another topic was the Team Challenge app. Nothing controversial. I think everybody thought it was a great idea. The one thing I would address is I don't think even once the app is working perfectly, it would eliminate the use of the whiteboard. That was one of the things I saw. It's not like paper scorecards in the sense that those pop up now and then nowadays, but it's rare. Seeing results without having to open an app is always going to be a good thing. I mean, some events I still see scoreports. So I don't think the whiteboards are going anywhere. Any thoughts?
No, I agree. For our home matches, Tim has made paper cards, which is just helpful for sending groups out, hopefully avoiding people playing the wrong opponents. But as I posted in that thread, you'll have to take my dry erase marker out of my cold dead hands.
Well, it's Team Challenge, so your hands would be certainly cold.
Definitely they were cold for sure. It was freezing.
I'm sure people thought the same thing about like car washes actually having attendant or people doing the actual labor. Now, when's the last time you got your car washed and there was actually somebody there?
Is there still a full service one like that around where they get inside your car and do it all?
I was even just thinking, like, even like the conveyor, like the not conveyor belt. You know, you drive into a building, there'd be like one guy there, take your money. They kind of pre-spray the wheels in the car, and then you go through like the thing with all the spinny doodads and whatnot. You guys have never experienced that before.
Talking about a car wash?
You mean a car wash? Yeah.
Anyways, move past it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I tonight at Putting League, I saw Jay Gorsuch face to face. I apologize. We kind of ran out of time to set up and use the new whiteboard app. But from what people are talking about, and he mentioned somebody's brother down in North Carolina is using it for a league that they're running and is going great. So it's very cool.
It was very well received at our match from people that obviously had never seen it before. There was a lot of see that and what can it do. And
so is it like the other one where, like, if me and Evan go play tomorrow, match play, we can use the match play app. Is this similar to that where you don't need to have it set up? You can just, anybody can use it?
Not yet, I don't think. I think right now it needs to have like a code to get into a pre-established match.
You used it for New England, so it was pre-set up?
I'm going to be honest, I don't really know I'm just a user. I know like Gorsuch would probably sit there with and like pre-filling in the matches as the matchups are being established in person. But I'm assuming he had to set up something on the back end as far as like an event. I don't think you can go into the app right now and be like a new event or...
Yeah, there are captain's logins. He had shared it with Tim and I beforehand because we said that we would like to use it. I built in the layouts for J East and J South, but morning of, and I'll get into it, but we just kind of ran out of time to really think about it. We did use the old tcmatchplay.net, just the website that you're talking about, Pat. I showed the guys on the other team. They thought that was really cool by itself, and we're going to take it back to their team, not even mentioning the new whiteboard app that he's got working.
Nice.
I am like so impressed with it. It looks good. It's so clean. Being able to see live scores when we were playing was just almost a distraction, but it's so cool. So shout out to Jay for putting that together. I think people have been asking Udis to do that for many years, and they've not been able to do it, and he's done it. So kudos.
Heck yeah. All right. Another comment that we had was, I don't know if it's Ivan, Marmota, but he wants everybody to know about DÉJÀ Trois, lifted up by Elevation Disc Golf, which is a free event on Sunday, February 1st at Riverside Course in Port Jervis. It's one round of 27 holes. Basically, you play the red layout, the white layout, and the blue layout, weather permitting. It's got an 11 o'clock start, and you must register in advance. It's free to play, but it's on UDisc, so you just set it up. You can pick your starting hole, the hole McGilla. It says, join us for a fun day of disc chucking with a unique premise. Each chucker gets a mulligan on every hole with an option. That's right, you can void your mulligan if you like your first chuck better. And if your first chuck is parked, feel free to use your mulligan for an ace run. Mulligan, courtesy of Elevation Disc Golf. New this year, all mulligan attempts must be thrown with an elevation disc. Bring your own, or if you do not have one will be provided at check-in for free. They'll also be collecting non-perishable goods, baby food, pet food, and hygiene toilet products for the local Port Jervis food pantry. So, Corey, go get your dude wipes. And lastly, it seems as though Brandon Klein is upset about something. He's not upset with me for correcting Eric calling him great last week, but because he's a month behind in New York Team Challenge picks. I'll address the pick disparity in a few, but first, he had inadvertently brought up a topic that I've been kicking myself over. I'm always in search of ways to get people more involved in the podcast. My big idea for this year was a skip ace type league, but for local events. The problem with that is that I have no clue how to even begin to create something like that. I wish that skip ace just allowed for lower level players to be picked and we could do a league with just events in our area. I see skip ace is gearing up for 2026. I have not read the email yet, so maybe they'll have something like that this year. And speaking of skip ace, do we still have no clue who Stefan Freefelt is, the winner from last year? Anybody? No word on that?
Nope.
All right. Well, what I should have done instead was to do a New York Team Challenge Picks League. It would have been much simpler for me to figure out or at least ask for help with. Unfortunately, I realized it too late. So when Brandon came on and made picks that week, it just made sense to keep asking him. So to address his issues of having fewer picks than others, I will simply say to Brandon, them's the breaks. Corey's a pick behind because I asked for the pick too late. That's on me, but I haven't heard him complain. I'm also not going to give you a 2-2 record because that's not fair to Eric. I mean, Brandon has picked 1 month less and he's already got more wins than Eric. So that wouldn't be fair. I'm also not going to give him 0-4 because that's also not fair. And if I do that, I'd also have to give Corey an extra loss and he may or may not have a disc of mine in his possession. So I'm certainly not doing that. I will say, however, that your win percentage will count. I didn't calculate it last week because of the Harry Potter puzzle, but I have since made the proper calculations. So here are the up-to-date standings for New York Team Challenge picks. In 10th place with a 7-10 record, a win percentage of .412 is Eric. There's a tie at 8th place with a 10-7 records. That's Alex and Evan. They both have win percentages of .588. 7th place is Brandon at 8-5 with a .615 win percentage. Jason and Caitlin are tied for 5th at 12-5 with .706 win percentages. Corey in 4th at 12-4 with a .750. Tim in 3rd at 13-4 with a .765 win percentage. And Randy and Jamin are tied for 1st place at 14-3 with win percentages of .824. Hopefully that clears things up. Any questions or comments on that?
Well done.
All right. Well, I wasn't very prepared last week. I'm not super prepared this week. I basically just blew my load as far as preparedness. But fortunately, we got some team challenge to talk about. I am going to try to catch up on some of our more local events during the team challenge, but I thought we would start with the disc captains at Rhode Island. So that would be Corey and Jason, right? You guys both played?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right. No Jamin tonight.
First of all, we didn't even have Jamin there.
Yeah.
No?
Jamin wasn't able to make it, so he actually tasked me with doing the matchups.
So you got the guy.
Yeah.
You thought you didn't have the guy, but you actually had
we
the
got the guy. All right. So how'd matchups and such go, Jason?
The matchups, Jamin had done all the recon for me and kind of went through the doubles pairings and stuff. So I really didn't have a lot to do. Just, I know his strategy pretty well. So kind of went through that. I did find out that Jamin is like some kind of oracle or psychic or something. Because he was like, oh, by the way, like I had this dream that we were up 2 at the half. So I have a pretty good feeling. I was like, okay, that's weird. But as the points are coming in, we ended up 2 at the half. So if Jamin can like just dream up some Powerball numbers or something, I think we'd be in pretty good shape.
Heck yeah.
I thought the matchups went well both rounds. The first round, there was a couple out there that surprised me, but that's team challenge.
How often do you get to play this course?
This was my first time there. I went out Friday night with Jess and the kids. Got there kind of late, had some issues with their hotel booking, but didn't get to check the course out until the morning of, played a couple holes. And it's a very New England course. It reminds me of a lot of other New England courses. Some interesting holes there, but you got your woods, your stone walls, good mixture, a lot of turnover shots there. Overall, it was a pretty fun course.
They used to play at a course called Curtis Corners, and that is where we played our last away match against them, I believe.
Oh, so this is a new course for them.
Yeah, I don't know if it was new for them this year or last year, but it's definitely relatively new and in classic team challenge theme. I'm pretty sure at least half of them didn't even know the course.
Jason, you played Adam B?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
He just kept birdieing holes, and really, I just was parring them. So it was tough to get any points on him. I felt like every time I birdied, he did too. And it was just tough. I can't really blame the course. It's just kind of my play was not on. So I was forcing myself to have to make some long putts, and they were just kind of outside of my range.
What did you think of the course?
It was pretty straightforward. Round 2 was a little bit better because I kind of could gauge some of the distances, but really it was straightforward. Like there was no surprises, at least for me. The only surprises were a couple of OBs were stone walls, and you just got to kind of gauge where they're at. Yeah, I thought it was pretty friendly.
Yeah, I can see you having some difficulty not being familiar with stone walls there, Jason.
Yeah. They're not as nice as Greenville's though. So
yeah, that's fair.
But they do have some giant boulders there, like kind of like JPark, but more New Englandly. And there's like one hole that I think they should have had a Mando, because the guy I was playing Adam, he kind of just like, let me describe the hole. It's like imagine a big dogleg right par 5. And rather than going like down the route of the dogleg, he just went straight at the pin, like through the woods. And I was like, oh, I can try that. And both rounds, that was the better play. The first round, the 2 people that did that took pars, and the 2 people that went the conventional way took bogeys. And then Josh and I took that way the second round, and I almost two'd it. Yeah, it was a tap-in birdie. It was kind of, really needs a Mando. But other than that, the course was pretty straightforward.
When you say that it should have a Mando, and I'm asking you from a course design perspective, is that to make the hole more difficult? Is it a safety thing? Any particular reason?
Not a safety thing and not really a difficulty thing, but I think it makes it more random. Like, because granted, when you're throwing at the basket and kind of, I'll call it cheating, you're kind of rolling the dice. Like there's a lot of trees there. If you hit one, you could end up getting a pretty high number. But I don't think that should be an option, because you can kind of just cheat code it. And if you get lucky, then you get up and down for an easy 3. And the people that are trying to play it like the legit way, could be doing really good shots, and to get a 3 that way is much harder.
Like you said, anybody who went that way got at least the par, right?
From my limited data, yeah.
No, I get that. But I'm just saying, like, as more people start throwing discs in that, you figure branches will come down, whatever. So it's only going to get easier and more people are going to do it. So, it makes sense what you're saying.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the course. I thought it was fair. It said very New England. It just reminded me of your classic New England trees, soil, rocks, stone walls, lines, fairways.
How far of a drive was that?
I think for us, it was like 3.5 hours. The hotel we stayed at was 3 hours, so it wasn't too bad.
Nice.
Yeah, Josh played really well, considering he doesn't play as much as he used to. He was making some good putts.
We mentioned that Jamin wasn't there, but another big thing was that we were actually short like 3 of our top 4 guys this match. Jamin wasn't able to make it, Tucker wasn't able to make it, and neither was Ethan. So right off the bat, we were missing like 3 of our biggest hitters.
I assume you're the 4th?
Yeah, I'm kind of battling for that 4th position between like 3 or 10 guys or something.
All right. And Corey, looks like you played probably their best player, Eric H.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Doing the scouting report, I don't know where Jamin pulled his numbers from, but yeah, I carpooled out there with Justin Muccelli, Kyle, and Brian the day before to do a little practice on the course. The weather was kind of vastly different between 2 days. Our practice round, it was super windy, so you're trying to throw more stable discs, and putts were a lot tougher. And then we get to the day of the match, basically calm, maybe a little bit chillier, but I want to say, actually, I think like at least half the team made the drive out. No, definitely more than half to make the drive out the night before. But probably half the team actually got some warm up time. We ended up renting a Airbnb like cottage right on the ocean. So it was kind of sick, but it was like half an hour from the course or so. But yeah, so for singles, I ended up playing Eric on a card with Adam Selman, and I don't know if he's one of their captains, but this guy AJ, if he's not their captain, he's definitely like he might even be one of their mascots. But my match was pretty mundane, kind of struggled putting, and we ended up like pushing a ton of holes. I think he might have got the first one on me, and then we went back and forth a couple times before I was able to string 2 holes together, and that was basically what it took to win 1 up. Unfortunately, Selman, this AJ guy he was playing, he was lighting it up. I would imagine that AJ probably would have beat anyone else on our team that day because he was just birdieing everything. So their match ended a little sooner, but it was a good card to hang out with, and I was happy to get a singles win.
Heck yeah. Looks like Kyle won his match. Brian Bickersmith won. Justin won. Peter Hodge. Troy Vasari got a tie. Caitlin won. Did Marcia play a guy? Kyle?
No, she's a woman.
Oh, okay.
Kyle is a pretty feminine name once you like kind of actually think about it.
Like you said earlier, Jason, 11-9, you're up 2. I know you said Jamin had a dream. Is that kind of the goal for this team, or is that the minimum?
So based on what Jamin told me, he was thinking that they were a pretty weak doubles team. And so if we kind of got close to even with them after round 1, we'd be in good shape to kind of take them round 2.
All right.
It's not what happened, but...
Well, before we get there, how's their spread in Rhode Island? Do they have a pavilion or anything, or how's that work?
They had some folding tables and a generator, which they made it work. I didn't eat a lot during lunch. I was actually in the middle of doing some other stuff and trying not to like load up on too many carbs so I could think for the matchups. I did check out. They had some mac and cheese, some pulled pork, some meatballs, and a few other things that look good. I don't know, Corey, what'd you check out?
Yeah, I checked out the brownies and some pumpkin something cookies, and they had a couple boxes of what they call bakery pizza, and it's definitely not quite up to the standard that I'm used to, but I would call it tomato pie. So I fucking rushed it. I had some before the match. I had some during the match after we walked by after playing hole 3. I had some after the match. Someone had to eat it, so it might as well have been me.
I held my typing finger all weekend to not comment on those pictures of the tomato pie that you sent, because it does not look like... You know what it could use?
Cheese.
Some cheese.
Yeah. Well, that was like theirs is literally like a doughy bread with like a jar of Price Chopper ragu sauce dumped on top of it. Actually, I think ragu probably has more spices in it. But at least the Utica one has like a shit ton of spices on top, cheese sprinkled on top. Not like melted on top, just sprinkled.
All right. Like cold cheese pizza?
That's a whole nother thing.
All right. So you guys are up 2 going into matchups. Now, Jason, did Jamin tell you that you must have the Peter Parker matchup?
It wasn't a must, but the night before, kind of went through some different scenarios. There's like a lot of personality things I wasn't aware of that glad Jamin told me. Didn't realize there was like so many preferences on our team about partners and stuff. So we got that ironed out. And yeah, the Peter Parker thing worked out. But going into the matchups, I felt pretty good going through them. I think we're able to get our lowest rated players against their highest rated, which is a good thing to have because it kind of gives everybody else a team benefit. And by doing that, literally every other doubles team we had was higher rated than their doubles. So I felt really good about round 2. But unfortunately, the way it played out, they just played better than us. I'm not sure exactly why, but they ended up taking most of the matches. And so we lost our advantage. We needed 5 to win. And unfortunately, we weren't able to do that.
So you played with Harry Lehman? How'd that go?
No, I played with Josh.
Wrong, Jason. You're looking at Jason, not Jasan.
Yeah, no, that you're right. That is an O. Oh, wow. All right. So you played with Josh?
Yeah, I played with Josh. Switched us because Harry had played well and Gorsage had played well. I figured like they would be a good team, but Josh and I just got just schooled. I mean, the people we were playing, they shot, I think, 14 down.
47, which was the hot round on the day. Rick and Jim, or Rick James, as I like to call him.
Yeah, so Ricky Steeler, he's like a former world putting champ, and Jim Coyle is actually a better putter than him based on what I saw. So they just did not miss any putts. So they parred 4 holes, and we just kind of got mentally defeated because right off the bat, they just kept birdie, 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 and they were hitting every single putt. So it was tough, and I kind of definitely got tired towards the end and struggled my backhand. So Josh had to kind of carry us on the tee. Yeah, I didn't do as well as we had hoped, but I think even if we had played our best, I don't know if we could have beat them. They were just like really making everything.
I mean, you guys didn't do terrible. I mean, they shot really well, but 47 to 53. 53 is still one of the better, at least the middle of the pack as far as better scores.
Yeah, and it was closer until the end. I think like the last 3 or 4 holes, Josh and I were just like defeated. So we were kind of going aggressive, trying to like make up some strokes, try to eagle stuff, try to ace stuff, and not really giving it 100% because it seemed like the only way we could do it was a miracle. And they weren't missing anything. Like I said, they had parred 4 holes. So it was birdie after birdie after birdie.
And Corey, it looks like you played with Brian. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like over the last year or so, Brian has teamed up a lot with Caitlin or even Jamin.
Yeah, he's been stacking the deck in his favor. Seems like, yeah, trying to boost his numbers.
How'd that go?
Not good for him this time, if that's what he was trying to do. Yeah, me and Brian, I feel like we don't really play that much team challenge together as doubles partners. I would almost kind of think that, not that our games are similar, but I feel like our potential is fairly close, especially on these, Northeast team challenge style courses. Brian's got a much better, slower, putter backhand game than I do. But yeah, no, happy to play with them. We had to play against that guy AJ I had just watched hit a course up, and John Mayo, I call him Mayo. Our round got off pretty slow. We were all just kind of parring. And then once we started birdieing, they started birdieing more than us. I think we only had the lead at one point, and that was halfway through the round. There was just 2 holes or 2 par 4s in the course that me and Brian both kind of had lazy approaches that I would say was probably the moments when we actually lost the match. We kind of joked that the first 17 holes weren't going to matter, and we should just go back 1 hole and play that hole and see how it goes. And that's kind of exactly what happened. We were getting up to the second to last hole, and we were tied, and it looked like we were going to have a tie going into probably the last hole. And me and Brian just kind of got lazy with approaches after I threw a really good drive. And that course, especially on the par 4s and 5s, if you can scramble, you can basically save your birdie from, I don't want to say almost anywhere, but from a very common off the fairway landing spot. So we felt a little defeated, especially watching scores. I thought that was going to be one that we'd be able to take, but that AJ guy is really good, and he's got a really good putt. There was a couple of times where he hit 50 footers in our face, and I thought we for sure were going to get a stroke back. It's not what happened. But me and Brian both did bring umbrellas on the course to hold off the rain that they were forecasting, and I think we did a pretty good job at that. Forecast was looking pretty rough going into our match, so I was happy to have at least stayed dry.
Was there snow on the ground?
No snow on the ground. Nope.
Oh, wow.
The ground was pretty frozen, but conditions were basically perfect, other than being a little chilly. But I think someone mentioned that they were kind of forecasting, I don't know if someone used the phrase gale force wind, but that might have been more around Friday. But yeah, the forecast was pretty sketchy.
It looks like Kyle and Adam had the hot round for you guys with a 49. They won their match. Justin and David with a 51 won their match. And of course, Peter Parker won his match. So that got you guys 6 points. They had 14. So a total score of 23-17. What's that put your guys' record at?
2-2, I believe. We lost a home match and an away match. We won a home. Yeah, I think we're 2-2.
Okay. So not that bad. I mean, this is one you thought maybe you could steal, would be my guess.
Yeah, this one was definitely... I would have guessed that this match was going to be easier than our Borderland match, and we barely squeaked that one out. But I think that anyone would have thought that we would get this win as well. I know we got 3 matches left. I know we have a really tough neutral match coming up, and I forget what our other matches are. But I think if we can get 2 more wins, we'll be sitting okay.
Heck yeah. Do you know when your next match is? Not necessarily who you play, just do you have another match this month?
Not this month, no.
2 in February, right?
We have 2 in February, yeah. Do we have 2? I know we have one the very last weekend in February. I think that's our neutral match.
February 7th and then February 28th.
Yeah, we have a home match February 7th against the other Borderland team.
Okay. So you guys got a busy month for Team Challenge coming up.
Yep. Yeah.
And February is a weird one. Starts on Sunday, ends on Saturday. It's like the 28 days, boom, 4 weeks.
I think we're playing our JPark neutral match the last weekend in January too. So like that.
Oh goodness,
that 4-week stretch is going to be busy.
All right. One other thing I wanted to point out: haven't done deadbeat doubles. We're a few weeks behind. Your last 3 winners, we got Robert Bennett and Jack Bradley this past week, shot a -11 to win. Adam Gutman and Jimbo won the week before, and Chris Lucier and Benjamin Bondrak won the week prior. A lot of different deadbeats winning. All right, second matchup we had this week, we had the Hillside Herd at the Lemonheads, and that was at JPark.
Correct.
Oh, 24 degrees in the first round. No wind, 27 degrees in the second round with 3 miles an hour north wind. Is that what that is?
That's according to Weatherbug at the moment that I was writing that down. So I wrote 0. One of the guys in the other team looked at it and kind of cocked an eyebrow. Like, it was not windy. Was there a breeze here and there? Maybe, but the app said 0.
All right. So what was the thoughts going into this match?
One of the thoughts going into this match was looking ahead to finals, optimistically, knowing that players need to have 3 matches for us throughout the season to be eligible for finals. So if we were going to bring in any players that had not yet played, they had to start January. They have to play February, March. So with that in mind, we had some newcomers.
Oh, wait, I didn't check my messages. Oh, I don't know. Okay. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jonathan Klingler has been on the roster since the beginning of the year, but this was the first time he was able to join us. Patrick Jeffries, who we've mentioned a couple times, he was at First Tracks. He was at my 100th tag match. I reached out to him. He was really excited to join the team. And then Ian Coyne is a friend of John Kirby's. They won the last Stonykillers Scramble Doubles MA1 tournament together. And then we had Jackie join us last month at Pyramids, but then she had injured her hand. And in going back and forth with her, Juliet was available to come and play for us. The other half of the Disky Chicks, the captains of Bisa Burbine. So Juliet was joining us for the first time as well on the ladies' side.
Oh, nice. So what was your record going into this match?
We were 2-1 before this. We had lost that match at Pyramids by 1 point. And I think Hillside was 1-2 coming into this match.
Okay, so 1-2 versus 2-1. Tim, any pre-round strategies for matchups?
This one, I took a lot from the Pyramids matchup on how I was scouting and going about it. So I did a lot more this one than I usually do. So I felt pretty confident on what their team had and what we're going to. But one thing that we ended up, when we first, I think it might have even been, was it like Wednesday, Evan, when we did our numbers? We were at like 21-3 that were coming to this match. And when it came time for Saturday morning, we were struggling to get 17-2 at that point.
We knew some people couldn't make it. Terry, Hudson, and Brandon Klein both had scheduling issues. They had other events going on. Dennis had told me, I think maybe Thursday, he wasn't feeling so hot, Thursday or Friday. And then Kenji had injured his shoulder. So suddenly it was like people were dropping like flies. So I had to tell Hillside, we think we can get 17. We had 3 ladies, but they only had 2. And 2 of those kind of last minutes were Eric Struna and Josh Lee, I think, had the same food poisoning but did both show up that morning. So thank you, boys.
And of course, that morning it snowed. I don't know what we get, probably like 3 inches or so at there. But like the drive-in was for like Amber and Mike are coming from Central New York. CK is coming from Central New York. We have a bunch of people coming from the Glens Falls area down to JPark. So the drive-in was pretty bad. So we were slowly getting updates that morning that people were just running really late. So that kind of started off the morning a little rough. But going into the match, I felt pretty good about the scouting and the comparison between the two teams.
Was Evan put out or was he a response? And I do notice that you were both kind of late in the...
Yeah. So we had them throw first based on numbers and everything. So the only thing that on this board is a little different is they originally threw Hal B and Joe C as their second. So we didn't want to have an all ladies card just for speed of day because we were starting late. So we wanted to do mixed cards. So we rearranged and moved Tiff and Amber up to play on that first card and moved Hal and Joe down to play on a all male card. So that's the only thing different on these cards. So they threw Aaron, I threw Joe, and then Joe was a response. So that would mean, if I'm looking at Evan, I threw Evan out, and he was Chris M was a response.
So Evan, after Tim throws you out, how did you feel?
He tossed me right out.
Tossed him right out with baby with the bathwater thing.
Tim doesn't like words.
I definitely don't like words. I proved that tonight with Randy when I was talking to him. I used the wrong word. And he looked at me like I had 4 heads. I'm like, I clearly used the wrong word here. And then he corrected me. I'm like, yep, that's the word I meant to use.
How was your montage tonight?
My
Yes.
montage was great tonight.
You mean homage?
Yeah. To cue everyone else in, Randy, Adam, and Mark put a blow-up duck in front of one of the baskets tonight at Putting League. And I asked Randy, I'm like, oh, is that a montage to the preserve? And he looked at me like I had 4 heads, or like I was a duck. And then, like, as he was trying to figure out what I was trying to say, he goes, do you mean homage? And I'm like, yes, I hate words. But we got there. We figured it out.
Yep. You did prove that you hate words.
I do hate words.
Loves matchups, though.
I do love matchups.
How was your match?
It was good. Part of it was strategic. As I mentioned, Josh Lee not feeling so hot. He pulled in a couple cars down from where we were standing, and I was waiting for him to get out of the car, and he didn't. So I walked over, and Josh was gray, but I thanked him for coming. So I think Tim put me with Josh to kind of help, nurse him through the round, so to speak. Match was cool. Jason R. played against Josh. Jason was one of their captains, and then Chris was my opponent. Both very cool guys. We had a good round. Chris threw pretty much exclusively, his backhand was exclusively incredibly steep hyzers with flippy discs. And then he was also throwing these cool like Berg forehands. But my throws are more like I'm throwing waves and rhythms and stuff flat to, touch at Annie. And he was like, man, I wish I could do that. So that was kind of neat.
Randy, it's not easy to forehand a Berg, is it?
It depends on the distance. I love it for like 100 feet. Like I forehand it around that distance a ton, maybe like 120. But then once you have to really put power on it, it starts to get a little squirrely. So that's when I would upgrade it, I guess, to like a zone or something.
Because thinking like a standard putter, it's probably similar to that or more. Do you think you can get more distance out of it?
More distance than like a regular putter?
Yeah, like just if I had a wizard or something, which do you think you can get more distance out of?
Probably the Berg more consistently. It's just like a torque resistance thing. So with like forehands, like 9 times out of 10, the wizard would like roll over into the dirt. Yeah. So like I wouldn't do it. But the Berg, you can actually throw it pretty dang hard.
Okay. I was wondering because I've just from what I know about the Berg, I just don't know a ton about it. Just from seeing it, I was just curious. That's good to know.
Yeah, these were like those 100, 120 foot shots Randy mentioned, like kind of, floaty, swooping in, dropping out of the sky like a brick. But it worked for him. As Tim mentioned, we got that snow. There was a nice layer of sheet ice underneath all the snow. So lots of slipping around. I did fall twice during the round, but nothing too catastrophic.
Did the weather have any impact on what layouts you chose?
No, because we went with our plan. Although that was because thankfully Tim went out the day before to kind of scout out and see how things were. And they looked good. Beginning of round 1, T-pads were in good shape, but that thin layer of cold, dry snow, just people teeing off, compresses and freezes instantly. And then, by the middle of the first round, the tee pads were really slick too.
You mentioned last week, Tim, it was south that you weren't sure about?
Yeah, Corey said no one had touched 36 or 3, 4, 5, or 6. So I went over there on Friday. There was a little bit of crap on like 5's tee pad, but it cleaned up easy. And the tee pads were great. I had a great round Friday afternoon. The ground was nice and hard and skipping, giving you extra distance, and none of that mattered whatsoever.
All right.
Chris and I started on hole 30. We were back and forth early on. He got a point. I got a point. He got a point. I got it back. He was up by 1. We got to hole 26B. I took the point there to tie it. Hole 28. I also took a point, so that made it dormy. I was up 1 with 1 to go. We finished on 29, the par 4 that brings you back to the road. And I took a bogey, and Chris got a par. So he won the hole to push the match. And we split the point. Josh and Jason had a good match. Josh was up 2, and Jason came back. It was dormy with 2 to go. He had to win those 2 holes, which he did. So they also pushed. So our card was a total wash. As I said to the guys jokingly walking back to the pavilion, that was a waste of time. But of course it wasn't. We had a good time. We had fun out there.
And you played East in the first round. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Yes, East in the first round.
All right. Looks like Eric played Rick L, and Rick L was your winner there. He played with Ross O'Toole, who played Mark H, and Ross won. So they split their card too. So we got 2 cards, 2-2. No pressure, Tim.
Yeah,
Who'd you
none
play
whatsoever. So in my match, the one thing that I was very conscious of, because I knew they had more players than us, and that was a problem that I had with Pyramids, is I just didn't take that into consideration too much, and I let some of their players slip out, and some of my matchups weren't that great. So I really tried to pay attention to what they were doing, who they were talking to with the captains, and while they were chatting, they mentioned the names of who they were sitting for round 1. And one of the players that they mentioned was Matt G, who was one of their top 5 players as far as the scouting went, maybe top 6. So I had him completely crossed off my list already because I'd overheard them talking about it. But while we were doing matchups, right at the end, Matt G walks over and looks at the board and says, "Why the heck am I not on the board?" So Matt G got thrown out against me when I had already taken him off the board and wasn't considering him as an option at all. So he was a little bit higher rated than I am. I think he probably had me by 6 or 10 points or something like that.
Does that include the fact that you recently got to 900 rating?
That does include.
Quick shout out, Tim G, 900.
I appreciate that.
Tim G.
Tim G.
You beat Brian?
Yeah, he beat Brian to 900.
I did beat Brian to 900, yeah.
Closure.
Yeah, it's all done. But yeah, that does take that into consideration. So he was, I don't know, 9-10 or something like that. But we started on hole 9. I played on a card with Juliet, and she played against Mary Kate. The nice thing with having Juliet, Juliet's awesome, a lot of fun to play with, but also Jackie came out to caddy for her. So there was Jackie who was there for support, and also she helped with some spotting with some of the snow and stuff. So that was awesome having them on the card.
Did they do a podcast while you were playing?
No, they didn't. Sometimes they walk around with the mic and the speaker, but I think Juliet came to play, so they didn't have that with them. Juliet played awesome. Like, she crushed. So we started on hole 9, and I played well for the first few holes, and we were even going into the woods on East. And hole 18, I went out of bounds, and he won the hole there. And then I just started getting JParked. I got like bad kicks. On hole 19, I hit a tree off the tee, but it landed right in the fairway. And I threw a shot that, like, everybody was like, "Oh, that could go in from where I was in the middle of the fairway." It was awesome. And it hit a tree and kicked like almost to like the hill behind 20. And I didn't understand how it could have gotten that far down the hill on the other side of the tee pad of 20. So I just started getting JParked a little bit, and I couldn't overcome that. Like, I don't know. I felt like I was getting defeated, not necessarily by my throws, but by the trees. So he went up quick on me, and I think he was up 4 by the time we hit Mount Misery. And Mount Misery, I actually played awesome. I was like probably 30, 40 feet up the hill off the tee. Had an easy throw up and not easy throw, easy toss up, and then a easy putt for birdie. I think I had like a 10-foot putt for birdie on that hole. So that was really nice.
That's weird because I throw up a lot when I'm walking up Mount Misery.
I didn't play bad. I just getting bad tree kicks, and I just wasn't able to keep myself in it mentally. Matt played well. Almost all my drives were in front of his, so I watched him like park it every time on his upshots, so it put the pressure on me to either, push the hole or try to birdie it with a bit like a longer putt or something like that. So that wasn't so much fun to see the tee shots be better than him, able to put the pressure on with the second shot. But he crushed me. He beat me like 6 and 5, so that was over pretty quick. But Juliet played awesome. I mean, on hole 18, she had the best drive straight down the middle. It was a beautiful flex line, put her right in the middle of the fairway. And then on 29, her second shot was just awesome. She threw a really great shot that put her really far down the fairway on her second to give her an opportunity for par on a long par 4. So yeah, she played awesome. She won 5 and 4. Jackie was fun at one point. After being down 4, Jackie walked up to me and just kind of told me, she's like, just stop thinking and throw the dish. You know how to do this. So it was nice to have that moral support there. So, but yeah, I didn't play great, but I didn't play bad. It was a fun round. Got to watch Juliet shred, so that was cool.
Heck yeah. But we're 6 matches in, and it's still tied. Another split card.
Yep.
I do see Devin Lamke. I must have taught him something because he won his match against Joe M.
Mm-hmm. He did.
But that's another split card with Bradley beating Nick. Is that Nick Cardone?
Yeah, Nick Cardone. Yeah. So Bradley and David B on their team are 2 young kids, like 18, 20 years old, somewhere around there. And their rating and their scouting, I don't think they're much higher rated than I think we went into. They were really good players. They're young guys that I just don't think have played enough to have a good scouting on. So I'll be updating that after this match.
I want to give a shout out to Patrick Jeffries, who in his first, as far as I know, first match play ever, definitely first team challenge, got matched up against who was the top guy on the other team as far as our list went, was down 4 points early and came back and won 3 and 1, which is just awesome. Also, Ian in his first match won 1 up, and then obviously Tim mentioned Juliet. So, and Jonathan Klingler got a push. I think he had to fight back and win at the end to get that push. So shout out to all of them.
I was under the impression that Eric played against their best player. That would be Rick L. So, but that's just me. I just assumed.
I think Rick was their second best. Yeah.
Okay. He was their second best.
And Patrick actually texted me the next day because he looked back at the list and he's like, was that their best guy? Like, I didn't realize that. And I said, yeah, we kind of didn't tell you that going in. I didn't think it would be helpful to know that.
I see Joe Karen won his match. Correspondent Joe Karen.
The only other one I'd give a shout out is Jacob, the Butler Bethel. I think that might be his first win of the year for singles. I could be wrong about that, but he had a push early on against a high-rated guy, and then he always gets matched up against one of their best. So I don't know if it's his first or not, but he had a big win against one of their players. And I think that was definitely a negative match, so that was an awesome win for him as well.
Heck yeah.
It was his first doubles points. He had gotten 1.5 points across 2 matches earlier. So super shout out Jacob Bethel, but right. Sorry, Tim.
You're fine.
So it looks like you got him by 3 points, 11.5 to 8.5. Is that best case scenario?
No, I think we felt like we had an edge, but it was going to be tough. So, more is better, but being up 3 is not bad. That. And also we kind of, something we learned from pyramids where we had an uneven number of people, there was going to be a singles match, and we put too much importance on a singles match that really didn't matter for the points that we needed. So we made sure this time, I think, to take a step back, look at the big picture. What do we need here? We need 9 points. And so he said, that's 5 doubles matches because we haven't, even matchups. So I said to Tim, we need 5 wins. Let's not totally go back to square one, but look at the teams and let's, show me what you're thinking. And then he did, and I liked it. And so we went with that moving forward.
Any hiccups or any notable with the spread?
No, I think the spread was good. I think losing 3 or 4 people kind of made it a little smaller than it was the first time we did one, but I think it was good.
Yeah, I think in the morning, Hillside was looking for breakfast, and unfortunately some of our breakfast items were snagged in the traffic and the weather, so hot coffee was running late. But no, I think everybody did a great job. I know I didn't eat much just because of, captain stuff and just nerves and run around busy. But I know Josh Lee made some kind of jerk chicken pasta that people were raving about. Joe Karen had a shepherd's pie. I brought my strawberry cake and blue cheese as usual. I think we had a great spread. A couple of their players told me they really enjoyed it. So,
all right. So you're up 3 points going into dubs. You mentioned earlier there's no singles, there's no triples, right?
Right.
Correct. Both teams have 20 players.
And how many matches? We got 3, 6, 9, 10?
Yep.
10 matches, and we need half.
Yep. We need to win 5 matches to lock it up.
So what was the stratagems?
Do you want to talk about the mixed versus the, our preference and how that shook out?
Yeah. So I felt good either way that they would go because they had the option to throw first with both of our ladies. So Juliet left after the first round and CK came into play for the second round. So we had Amber and CK, which if we're going to do women's card, that's an awesome women's card for us to have. If we're doing mixed cards, I had options between throwing Mike and Amber, or CK and Mike have played together a lot this year. So I wasn't too worried about what they were going to do. I had options either way, and I thought we were in a good spot with both of them.
Just to clarify, CK, you're talking about Krista Kovac?
Yes.
Correct.
So they started off and they threw a mixed card, and when they threw Mark and Mary Kate, I knew Amber and Mike would be able to take that pretty easily. I wasn't concerned with that matchup.
And that's Amber Stout and Mike Tirico?
That's
That would be fun.
AKA Miguel Tomas.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
We also wanted to give Amber a doubles partner because she's done a lot of singles play in round 2 just with having odd numbers, and she's done great for us and got a lot of points. But she said, "Can I please have a doubles partner this match?" We said, "Yes, we will give you a doubles partner."
Yeah, we had that in mind already because Mike and Amber had mentioned that last time too at Pyramids, and so it was a conscious effort in my mind to make sure that she had a doubles partner for this round. So then we knew we were doing mixed, and then the second mixed card I kind of had flex with that it depended on what they were throwing, who I was going to pair with, so I wanted to see what they were doing. The other thing that when we went with it is I know Kevin Newen, his knee had been hurting him a little bit, so I wanted to put him with another stronger player that he could rely on and not need to feel that he had to put all the pressure on himself, being one of our top players as well, since he wasn't feeling great. So I wanted to do that, so I put him with Jonathan Klingler. Besides Campbell Case Corey and Nick Cardone and Ross O'Toole are usually a pretty standard one, and then two Joes with Joe Karen and Joe Riley. I kind of was on seeing how things worked out to make the teams. So as they threw them, I'd match it up. And coming out of doubles, I felt great. I thought for sure we had 5 locked up pretty easy before they'd even started. I felt really awesome about our teams and the matchups. And even just listening to the other captains as we were throwing teams, I think they were going way off of a lot of the teams that we had already played with beforehand. And since we mixed that up quite a bit, they seemed pretty confused on what we were throwing out. So that felt pretty good listening to them try to figure out what they were doing during the matchups.
And it looks like, Evan, you played with Eric? How'd that go?
Yes, the Killer E's got back together. It was great. Like I said, first round, I kind of nursed Josh through the round. Second round, it was my turn to nurse Eric through the round. Because again, I think they ate the same bad food. So they were both just, a little out of it.
Did they go to Rhode Island and have that tomato pie? Is that what happened?
Bakery pizza. They call it bakery pizza.
Oh, my
Tomato
bad.
pie is a lot better.
Oh,
I asked Eric what it was. I don't even remember at this point what he told me. But they were both kind of drained, when you get that food poisoning and your body's just empty. So plenty of Gatorade. We had a great time. We got to play against Kyle and Horsemouth McManus.
that's an interesting name.
It only says that in UDisc, yeah. Because so I set up a UDisc event for round 2 just for ease of use and for, seeing scores, because I did that like a couple weeks ago before Jay offered us the whiteboard app. So that was already locked in, ready to go. So when I was like, all right, if you guys check in, I'll do a scorecard, and I couldn't find Joe. And he's like, oh, it's under Horsemouth. Oh, cool. Of course it is.
I mean, it's no Jeremy Florida forehand million, but, what are you going to do?
I don't know. We were making like BoJack Horseman jokes. They were cool. Very cool guys. Good players. They had a good round. We had a tough round, but it didn't matter. I'm aware of the fact that Eric and I are the 2 lowest players on our depth chart at the moment of ratings. I accept that. It is what it is. So I can understand strategically why it would make sense to put us together. We're also very good friends and love playing together. So we had a good time, even though, we would have beaten, I think they're one of their mixed teams maybe. But other than that, we were a little off.
Like you said, Eric wasn't feeling well, so.
Yeah. I will say all day my putt felt really good, especially in match play when it counted and I had to make, 20, 25 footers and I was making them consistently. Felt awesome. But Kyle and Joe they were playing well. And because of UDisc, I was able to kind of keep tabs on what was going on. A lot of close matches. So, very interested in that and just doing my best to stay loose and have fun in a match that, early on, it was kind of like, we were going to try and keep it close, but it wasn't that close.
Was there not any weather that came through during the match?
We had kind of like
It snowed all day.
consistent snow. It's not like anything crazy happened during the second round, I don't think. Not that I recall.
Because I know I was watching the radar mainly for the drive home to see what was coming across. I wasn't sure if there was some snow that hit the park.
No, it was kind of snowing all day. Like, yeah, pretty steady.
And Tim, like you said before, you got to play as Camel Case Corey. How'd that go?
It went well. We got Rick Lee, who we mentioned earlier was their second best player, and then Jason R, who his wife walked with him for the first 10 holes. I mean, she was an equal opportunity shit talker. So she gave it to us and she gave it to them. I feel like she gave me a lot more of it than Brian at all. I don't know why that was, but
well, because as you say, he's a sexy man. Why would she?
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe she just didn't want to, her husband was there and didn't want to make anything off.
Maybe she was just negging you.
Yeah, it could have been. But I'm not going to lie. Whatever she did helped my game a ton because I was crushing drives and making huge putts. So I felt great in the second round. But Brian and I played awesome. And not score-wise awesome because the course was tough. The tees were terrible in the second round. That play with the little bit of snow made them basically sheets of ice. So there was a lot of either thrown from the side or standstills from the tee. We were just playing par golf, and we were able to do it pretty well. We made some big putts, some big drives, and we took a birdie on 2. I think that was the last time his wife gave me crap. She said something walking up to the tee of 2. Rick said something. He's like, "Oh, I can never make it to past the trees." And I had the tee box, and she goes, "Well, maybe Big Tim can show you how to do it." And I peered the gap, and we had like an 8-foot putt for birdie. So that was awesome. Guy turned around. I'm like, "Thank you for the motivation." And she's like, "That's not what I meant for you to do." But yeah, we took a birdie there. So I think we went up 2 at that point because they had bogeyed somewhere. And then on 3, I peered the gap off the tee. I peered the second gap, and we had probably like a 50-foot putt, and Brian smashed it for a birdie while they took a bogey. So we went up at that point. I think we were up 4, but they battled back. Rick can make a putt from almost anywhere. He was nailing 60-footers, 50-footers. He had a nasty stepper. So they came back and were down 1 with 2 to go. And we were able to hold them off to take the win by 1 stroke. Pulled 9 and 10. We were able to hold them off on both of those holes. So it was a great match. Rick and Jason are awesome guys. Like, it was probably one of the most fun matches I've had all year. There's a lot of shit talking, a lot of I can't even think of the word, Randy, because I'm messing it up again. Just a lot of back and forth.
Homages?
Yeah, a lot of homages back and forth. But it was a great round. Had a lot of fun, and we were able to take the win. So it was a good match.
Heck yeah. It looks like they had the hot round. David B. and Bradley M. shot a 55.
They were like 10 minutes late to their tee as well, which pissed some people off.
And they needed it because John and Kevin had a 57. So
yep.
Yeah,
I mentioned their 57. There were a lot of 57s. They had one other, Kyle and Joe. Other than John and Kevin, Justin and Patrick had 57.
Quick shout out, Justin Hickok. So I mentioned earlier, Patrick had never played match play or team challenge. So we kind of consciously wanted to give him somebody as a partner in round 1 who would like show him the ropes and be, a good teammate. And Justin Hickok is all that and more. They played so well together. They each separately told me how much they enjoyed playing together in round 1. So putting them as a doubles team was almost a no-brainer, and they got a big win. So shout out to Justin Hickok. I love you.
Yeah, they shot that 57. They needed it because the other team had a 59. John and Devin also had a 57, and Nick and Ross O'Toole had 57. And it looks like Nick and Ross won in a 2-hole playoff?
A 1-hole playoff.
Oh, 1 hole. Okay, yeah, no, I see that now. The 2 was for their
I wasn't
school.
sure how to write that. How should I have done that?
I just saw the 2, but I didn't realize the 1 is kind of close to the line there. So no, that was me, not you.
I could have just done it underneath with all that empty space. Oh, which is another quick shout out. Eric Struna, this is our new and improved whiteboard, much larger than the last one. It's got the spaces for temperature and wind. It's awesome. I love it. Great job, Eric.
Well, I mean, he put the wind on there, so he's going to have to go during the round and just update it as the wind changes, right?
Exactly. Live updates. Maybe Jay Gorsage can do live weather in his app.
And we mentioned the 55 was the hot round. It was a par 59 for the day, Kyle. So you guys ended up getting 6 matches. You needed 5. You got 6, won 12-8 in dubs for a total of 23.5 to 16.5.
That puts us to 3-1, second place because Pyramids won. So they are 4-0. Yeah, we're sitting alone in second place. Like I said, looking towards finals in April and full steam ahead.
Before we get to finals, what's your next match?
Next match, February 21st, we go to Stony Brook in Richmond, New Hampshire.
Nice. Before we get to the final match, we got Northway Brewing Putting League, Week 5. In the MPO division, David Swain came in 3rd with 19, Tyler Calzada in 2nd with 20, and Jack Fruchter is your winner with 22 points. In the FPO division, A three-way tie for first place. Rachel Rad, Kate Clay, and Carly Calzado had 9 points. And Granger and Jackson Bliss won the juniors division with 14. They play from a different T-pad, according to correspondent Joe Karen.
Yep, the juniors have their own T-pads.
All right, so our final match for the week, we got Newton Hill. This was Stonykill at Newton Hill?
So yeah, we are at Newton Hill for this match.
Where's Newton Hill?
Newton Hill is in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Newton. I mean, that's kind of a Massachusetts staple, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure they got Newton Hill, Newton Dale, Newton Vale. Yeah, a lot of Newtons.
Newtonham.
Pretty close to Maple Hill and Pyramids and Marshall Street and all that. I couldn't tell you exactly how close, but close enough that I feel like if I was in the area, I'd probably go to one of those courses ahead of this one. But yeah, the people were nice, and I'm trying to come up with nice things to say, but I have not been looking forward to this match for several reasons. I don't have good memories of the last time we played there, and it's not anyone's fault. It's just I'm not a huge fan of this course.
The course itself?
The team is fine. The course itself, I'm not a huge fan of.
Okay.
Matchups went pretty well. Things were pretty smooth over everything. Unfortunately, in the lead up to the match, about a week beforehand, we were planning on having 20 guys and 3 ladies. I think they were like 21 and 4 or something like that. As the week went on, we lost a couple of people to sickness, lost a couple of people to injury, and it's 16 and 3 by the time we actually got there. So, not exactly ideal. You'd like to be rolling deeper whenever possible.
And just as a reminder, what's the minimums?
Minimum is 18 total with at least 2 ladies.
Okay.
But you can have like 15 and 3 or even theoretically 14 and 4 if the other team has the players to match that.
All right. You mentioned who didn't play. I have to point this out. First of all, it was very difficult to find the whiteboard. You know what I'm talking about on the Facebook post.
Yeah.
I scrolled through a couple times.
Me too. I was like, didn't Stonykillers play? I kept scrolling past the spreadsheet screenshot. I just assumed it was like not a match.
Yeah, the guy who posted did not do a good job. I do like what he actually posted, but I had to look and see. Fortunately, Kat Bemis is the first name on it.
There's actually a pretty good reason for that, but we'll get to that when it comes up.
Well, as far as who didn't play for Stonykill, I see Bill Archer, Cody Connie, Andrew Darrell, John Hefner, Joe Jaskolka, Austin Swartout, and Carly Calzada.
Yeah.
Who's this Cody Connie person?
In hindsight, I probably could have checked a couple of these before being like, yeah, that sounds good. But you'll see why I didn't really want to look at this spreadsheet for any longer than I had to. There's a good chunk of typos and such.
They got Jaskolka right, but they couldn't get Hafner.
Yeah, no, it's rough. But, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
So, 16 and 3, a little bit later than we'd like, but I, as usual, was a thrown player. They matched me up with Jose. Things went relatively smooth. I played with Tyler Calzada on my card. He was playing against Keith. Keith had some really unfortunate spit outs on some pretty dang good putts that led to Tyler winning pretty comfortably. I was up 3 with about 5 left, then lost 2, which is starting to get a little bit scary right then. So I'm up 1 with 3 left. And then we pushed, and the last one probably should have been a push in all reality, but he has to go for it to try and win it. So I ended up taking that one and ended up winning 2 up. He had a little bit of putting issues as well, except when he was putting from a knee. If he was putting from a knee, he was 100% from 45 and in. I don't know why he didn't do it the whole time. He was crushing me. But yeah, just got enough birdies to keep me going and not too many bogeys to kill me too much.
So Alex won his match. Randy, who'd you play and how'd you do?
So to give a little bit more background, this course is like the equivalent to Prospect. It's in the middle of the town or like middle of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Every green is a roll away.
Yeah, it's actually really similar to Prospect. I would say the distances are just a little bit longer in general. But this is also the first course I ever played. It's 2 blocks away from my college apartment. That being said, I have not played it all that much. I played it like 5 or 6 times in college because I was mostly doing Ultimate. I think I played it with Justin AVR. Like we bought a starter pack and like split it up. But I know the course decently well and the vibe for sure. But yeah, for my round, who did I play?
Jacob Nadro.
Oh yeah, they called him Naj. He was a forehand only guy. And this course, I think I threw 2 forehand tee shots. Ooh. Maybe if you're forehand favored, you'd maybe do a couple more. But like, it's not a forehand course, unfortunately for him. He hit some really huge putts when it mattered, but then he also missed some putts when it mattered. and I just had a really clean day. The weather for that first round was really nice. Didn't really have to think about footing or anything. But if it was stroke play, I think I shot like 5 or 6 down, and I took him in 14 holes. Is that math? I beat him 7 and 5. So yeah, I beat him kind of quick, but it was fun. He was great to play against. And I also got to play with Mindy, and she battled it out, took it all the way down to the final hole for a push. It was fun to be with her for that.
So what's your mom doing pushing Becca Powers there, Alex? That's cool. It looks pretty good for the singles. I see Kat Bemis got a win, Tyler Calzada, Alex's partner Sam Richter, Megan Mercier, Alden Slack, Chad Larson. I mean, you guys are up 12-7. That's got to be pretty confidence building.
Yeah, no, as the scores start rolling, like obviously I'm confident I'm coming in with 2 wins on my card. I got back relatively late because I went to the last hole. And yeah, it was looking like a lot of good numbers on the scoreboard. I think I was able to do the math right at the end to get the final score for the end of the round. And yeah, I was feeling very, very good about that. That being said, I also am aware that this is one of those courses where it's not exactly birdie or die, but there's a lot of birdies out there and a lot of home field advantage that can happen. Like we were talking about with the rollaways. Yeah, with just knowing the course, anything can happen in doubles, you know?
Absolutely.
So I didn't really understand at first because they had texted us saying lunch was going to be at someone's house. And I was a little bit tentative about that. I was like, how far are we going? You know, what's happening? It turned out it was, just down the road. You could have walked there.
Was there parking?
On the road. It's like a side street, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's not exactly in the middle of the city, but there was enough parking on the road to get everybody there.
It was a nicer part of Worcester. I'll interject that. If you were going to park somewhere random and go in someone's house in Worcester, this was a good place to do it.
Yeah.
A good place or the only place?
Depends on how hungry you are.
I don't know. I've never been.
But yeah, so you're inside. So there's probably about a dozen crock pots. They had ordered pizza that was there. They had empanadas, which is about the one good thing that I remember from last time we played there. They had chowder. They had cookies fresh out of the oven. Basically, what I'm saying is everyone should have lunch at someone's house. It was an incredible spread.
Well, from my perspective, almost simultaneously on Saturday, Randy posted on our message board, Newton Hill, best spread ever, full stop. And at the same time, I see Kathleen Beam is posting on their Rate the Spread page, Newton Hill gets a 10 out of 10 for me, like 13 crock pots, warm house, huge spread, treehouse beer. So...
I mean, yeah, it really was the best I've ever had. You could go to someone's house and have a much worse spread. Not only was it in a nice house, but they put a ton of effort into it. There was, is accoutrements the right word? Like every dish had things to go with it. Like they didn't skip any details. It was just great. And like, yeah, having a full cooler of treehouse beers, like enough for everyone to have 2, which is kind of crazy.
For future reference, I believe it's homage.
Oh, yes, that is the right word. Oh, in the bathroom there, man, I want to buy this guy's house. It was just, it was great.
It's funny. I was going to ask, did anybody take like a shower in between rounds?
I mean, there was a bidet. Like,
oh shit.
Yeah, it was really nice. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to play them for every match at this point. Alex, wait, I could just join their team now that I'm saying that out loud.
That's
Please
the way
don't.
you do that. That's how that happens.
Well, how far was your drive?
I think it's like 2-ish hours, but Kat's dad lives 18 minutes from the course. So we stayed over there and dropped the kids off for the day. So that could be my home team. So Alex, you might need to convince me to stay at some point. But
Randy, where did you go to college?
I went to WPI, which was,
nice.
You could probably hit it with a disc if there were no trees from hole 18, actually.
Yeah.
I could basically see my college apartment from hole 18.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So the one bad thing that was happening with the spread was as we were eating, the snow started. And it was some pretty, like not insanely heavy, but very wet, very big snowflakes and consistent. Looking at the forecast, it was scheduled to keep going until like 4:30. So, we do our matchups.
Did you do matchups at the house or did you go back to the course and do matchups?
Yeah, so we did matchups at the house. And this was about the point where we decided we were abandoning the board. Because anywhere the board could have been stored while we were playing would have been snowed on and the board would have ended up runny and ruined and no one would have been able to read it anyway. So we did things digitally. He had his little tablet thing going on. He sent us a copy of the matchups, and then we sent that off and told everybody to get going, hopefully by about 125, I think is what we said as the latest time. So 12-7, we're up by 5. We know we need 8 points to win, 7 points to tie, and it's an odd number, so the singles does matter. If we get to 7 or if they get to 13, then that's how that'll end. We had them throw first, and they decided to throw a lady first. We matched it. We're looking at this, and it's like we feel pretty good about our ladies matchups in general. We'll stack that up as a match that we can win. We only need to win 4 doubles matches. We get 8 points. That's it. That's the win overall. So we stacked up that. Obviously, no offense to my mom, but probably our 2 stronger ladies as our doubles pair. Stacked up a couple of teams. A couple of consistent things that we normally do, but also loaded things up pretty heavily on the high end. Sam and I, as always, we were thrown out and they matched us. And yeah, we went off and started playing in the snow. It was coming down consistently enough that, one person would tee off. And by the time the 4th person was teeing off, we'd want to clear off the tee pad again. And these are rubber mat tee pads. Some of them are interestingly oriented. They've got, slats in them where they're running in parallel with the way you're walking. So they're not super great for traction. Not exactly the ideal conditions to be playing doubles in. Sam and I got out there and we were feeling pretty good about things. Other than the snow coming down, we were playing relatively consistent. Yeah, we just kind of stayed smooth. They struggled a bit, took a couple of bogeys, and we were ahead by, 2 or 3 strokes for pretty much the entire match. Didn't really need to stress about anything. So, that's, I'm walking back in and feeling like, that's 1 of 4. We're on our way.
What about your match, Randy?
For my match, I played with Tyler. Surprise, everybody. Yeah, the snow was awful. It was that perfect snow that fills the tread of your boots like instantly, and you have just like no footing. We started off on like one of the must birdie holes, which is a little rough coming back from lunch. They birdied it and we didn't. And, when you do that on the first hole, you're kind of just like, whatever, we got 17 more holes to go. And then we pretty much immediately got to some really steep holes. I slipped twice pretty back to back and like fell pretty dang hard. Luckily on my left side, but I was a little rocked. I'm going to be honest. Like it kind of messed with me for a few holes, and we just like could not birdie when like we had a lot of better tee shots, but they just didn't result in a birdie. It's just the weather was just that kind of bad where even if we threw 100 feet further, it just was this, we would just get pars. Like everyone was just getting pars during those front 9. And then they just had a little bit of luck. Like they drained like a 60 footer from a knee in the trees or whatever. And, a little rough. And then, we got to the back 9 and the snow had pretty much stopped. We'd kind of gotten accustomed to it, and we just went on a really nice birdie run to tie it up at the end. Tyler hit some really important putts. I got some good tee shots off finally, and it was finally clicking. I think we shot like 6 down in our last like 8 holes just to tie it back up. So it was a good battle. Those guys were really ham and eggs. It was fun to play against them. Oh yeah. So we're tied. I have to finish the story. So we are now back on the hole we started on, because that's how that works. And I'm like, well, I have to birdie this hole. It's a must birdie hole. Like they're absolutely going to get it. And luckily I had recalibrated, and one of the few forehands parked it, moved on to the next hole. Super uphill hole, par 4, that I knew from the, we'd already played it. I knew I could outdrive them by a lot. And I did. I outdrove them by at least 100 feet, but still just slightly obstructed. And, they were in the middle of the fairway way back. They put it inside 15 feet. We were a little obstructed, got it to like 20 feet. And me and Tyler just both couldn't make a 20 footer. It was a little annoying. So we lost this after 2 holes on a playoff that I was pretty confident we were going to be able to beat them, but it just didn't work out.
So Mindy got her win. Alex got his win. You needed 3 more. I see Alden Slack and Nick won, and Steve Tisha?
Tiska is what it's supposed to be, but
Tiska, okay. And Eric Fitzgerald, not Fitzsisti?
Not Fitzsisti.
Okay. And they got a win, but looks like it's a tie. They got their 12 points. You guys got 7. And this is the second time you guys got a tie. What's going on?
Yeah, so I got back pretty quick. Sam and I played pretty quickly. We had a pretty good starting hole for getting back to Tourney Central. Trying to get any information I can. My mom's done already, so I had that result. I got a text from Kat saying they're not playing so well. We saw Nick and Max on the course towards the end, and they were back by a couple of strokes. So we knew that one wasn't going so well. Randy and Tyler, Randy had texted the group chat saying, let us know when our playoff doesn't matter. And unfortunately, it did end up mattering. But yeah, so I'm just trying to collect as many results as I can. And as it's going, it's like there's a lot of losses coming in here.
Is there any point where like, well, at least worst case, we're going to tie? Or was it always in doubt?
It was very much in doubt. So we were all done except for there were technically 2 matches still out there. The ladies were still out there, and Steve and Eric were still out there. And we had been sitting there for 5, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour, and they're still not back. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm pretty sure the ladies lost, which means we need Steve and Eric to have won. Travis finally comes in and says that they were ahead by like 4 strokes. I don't know when he last saw them. So I'm being very stressed the entire time. But it comes down to just that match still out there. And we don't technically know the result, but we know if we win, and it seems like we were winning, that it's going to force a playoff. So I'm like, do we want to do like a provisional playoff? Like, do we want to start the playoff now and try and get things going? Because it's starting to push 4:30, 5 o'clock. It's starting to get dark. I don't want a repeat of our last one where we're, all shining flashlights everywhere, especially not on that course with all the snow down. Everybody's going to lose everything immediately. And, Kat's not back yet because they're technically still out there, but, they had said they had lost. So I had already counted that match. So I'm on my own trying to figure out everything here. And, Alden had come in with a hot score. So I'm like, okay, we'll go with Alden again. That's great. We could keep him with Nick, or I know Randy knows the course. I'll see how he's feeling when he comes in. Ended up going with Alden and Nick for the playoff. We started the playoff. We still technically didn't have the result.
I played the playoff, Alex.
I said Nick, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So Alden and Randy was what we ended up going with for the playoff. We still technically didn't have the official results, but they were comfortable, getting started. Nobody wanted to be out in the dark. Hole 1, I go down there and spot, so I'm seeing things. Randy throws first. Throws a great shot with a Stonykillers scramble uplink, which I take a little bit of credit for. Find it, and I see it's about 20 feet away from the basket, obstructed uphill. And I'm like, I have seen a very similar putt on hole 1 of a playoff before at Stonykillers, and both of the Stonykillers missed it. So I'm just hoping that's not a repeat there. And their team goes, and they're like edge of circle 2. I'm pretty comfortable that, even if we don't make this putt, it'll go to hole 2 and we'll keep playing. We get up there, their team goes, and the first guy steps up and just drains it. Like, no doubt, straight in, downhill. I think it was 55 feet they had it at, and they made it. So I'm like, all right, well, we still got a really good chance at birdie here. We'll be all right. Alden misses it, Randy misses it, and we lose, which is not ideal, but that's disc golf. Sometimes you get there, sometimes you don't.
What were you thinking on that putt, Randy?
I was trying not to think too hard. It was a straddle out, which I've been hating lately. I was really focused on like the aiming part, and I did that. It just didn't put the height. So just bottom of the cage, like never had a chance. It just felt bad. Alden's a really great putter. I had kind of not even thought I was going to putt. Like I thought he was going to walk in and tap it in, because it's that range of like, it's basically a tap in for people of Alden's caliber. And nope, it wasn't that day. Feels bad. I feel like I can make that putt 10 more times if I just had another chance. But that's life.
Yeah, it's a tough one. We're sitting there waiting for a half hour, getting cold, getting snowed on, while we're trying to get all the results in and figure things out. So, and literally, if there's a couple of pushes that could have flipped, there's a couple of losses that could have flipped, there's any of the doubles teams, like Randy's is a playoff, there's a couple that were 1 stroke away, 2 strokes away. It did result that it came down to that one putt, but there's a lot of places along the line where it could have flopped in a different direction and not needed to have to come down to that one putt. So what I'm trying to say is, no worries, Randy. It's
disc golf.
It's disc golf.
It is disc
Anything
golf.
can happen. But as I am wont to do, I have been dealing with my sorrows by going through and trying to figure out every possible situation that could happen from here. And we're still okay. We've got 2 home matches and a neutral match left. We're 0-4 right now. If we win out, we'll be 3-4 and we'll be pretty safe from the relegation worries. There are situations where if we go 3-4 and some other things line up perfectly, we make finals, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, it's tough, especially as a captain, because, if I had, switched up a matchup or switched up a doubles pairing, what could have happened, but you can't go through it like that. I think we made some really good teams. I think we did about as good as we could, with the information we had. And sometimes it just doesn't fall the way you want it to.
Absolutely. And I don't have any audio for the overtime. Correspondent Cat B Mrs. Slacking this week, but
well, she was still out playing for a good chunk.
That's fair.
She caught up and I saw her pull her phone out basically right before my putts. So I don't know if she ever went live or was just like attempting, but didn't matter.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Alex. You said you're 0-4 and you've got 3 matches to go?
Correct.
What's your next match?
Our next match is we are hosting the Crane Toads on February 21st, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, February 21st. So, it's 2 home matches. We've got them. We've got Queen City in March, and then we've got our neutral against Wedge in March. So they're very much matches that we expect to have a very good chance of winning. Crane Toads is the other team that is 0-4, and we've got home field advantage, so we're feeling pretty good there. Queen City's 2-2. That's also a really good chance of winning, and Wedge is 2-2. So we've got all of our very difficult matches out of the way, but that doesn't mean we can slack. We still got to win and win as much as possible, because points percentage could be a really big factor as things go on.
Absolutely. Well, you got 2 of them at 50%, right?
Yeah. 2 of our losses were the absolute maximum points that we could have gotten. So we feel pretty good about our points percentage so far, but anything we can do to stack on top of that is going to be a little bit less worry on my mind as we get to the end of the season.
Absolutely. Hot round was Alden and Nick with a 47. The Figs had a 47. Dave, Rich, and Sean
Coin.
But if you guys had Cody Connie, you might have won.
Yeah, and hopefully Andrew Darrell comes back from his knee injury.
He's going to show up one of these days.
Yeah.
I have a question for Randy.
Yes.
For your upcoming match against Crane Toads, can we expect any Frog on Toad AI art?
Oh my God, I slacked on that for this match. I usually do it for home matches, and it's just been a while. Yeah.
Did you have one for the Bears?
Did I have one for the Bears? Maybe. I don't know now.
I don't remember off the top of my head. And
no, I would have remembered because I probably would have done bare bottom and got some really effed up things. So no. Wow. Totally forgot.
I might be in a minority here, but I enjoyed that stuff.
The art might be the what flips the tiebreakers back in our favor. So
let's go.
All right.
Need you back on that, Randy.
Thank you.
Last week, 9-Pin Putting League. They had 64 players on a calm and temperate night at 9-Pin Cider. Congratulations to all the winners and acers, including Joe Bliss, who, not to be outdone, hit the ace the week after his son did. The apple doesn't fall far, it seems. Does that ring any bells, Randy? What do you got for 9-Pin Week 2?
It was good. I feel like 60-something has become our sweet spot where backups aren't too bad. We get to clean up at a good time. I kind of like that number. So I'm liking the turnout we're getting. I definitely could have putted better if I remember correctly, but them's the breaks, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much to add, I guess.
No, that's cool. Looks like Pete Fitzsisti won the non-paying league, got a free flight with 19 points. Adam Nelson came in 6th place with 17 points, got $10. Joe Karen and Todd Everlith tied for 3rd with 18 points, got $15. Chris Myers came in 2nd place with 19 points, got $25. And Nick Cardone is your winner, 20 points, got $30. The last thing I wanted to point out was Skylands, they're going to begin their monthlies for 2026. The tag release is this Sunday at Warwick. It's Silver, January 25th. Looks like they're doing their year-long point series a little bit differently. Club membership's $20. That's required. That's for the tag. And then each event that you go to has its own fee. But last year, I believe it was 6 events to qualify. This year, it will only be 4. And they've included some of their actual events. So for finals qualification, you can play 4 events to qualify. You earn points at monthlies. Top 10 in points per division qualify regardless of events played. You can get 1 point for attending Buzzies, Ice Bowl, Mighty Gaw, Gaw Greens, and Warwick Amber Pro, they count towards your 4-event minimum. So yeah, that starts this Sunday. I just pointed that out because last year I think you needed 6 events. I played 5, so I couldn't play in the final. So I like that they're mixing it up. I'll get into more detail as the year goes on, but this Sunday is Warwick Silver for the tag release for 2026. Well, thank you, Jason. Thanks for popping on. I did just realize I should have had your goals for the year prepped. That would have been a good thing, but I did not. But we'll get that in the near future.
Time. All right, guys. I'll sweet up. I'll talk to you next week.
Awesome.
Later.
Thanks, Jason.
Later, Jason.
Everybody good for a quiz or no?
I'm down.
I'm good.
Anybody not
good.
good for a quiz? All right. Do we want to just make this simple? Randy and Alex, do you guys want your revenge against the other 3, or do we want to mix it up?
I don't know if we can take another loss.
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to run it back, but
No,
yeah,
me too.
the current 0-2 streak is not ideal.
I would argue that there's 4 smart people in here, and then there's me. So
If it's words, Corey,
I wouldn't argue with
I'm
you.
not smart.
If we're looking for acronyms, we could do Tim and Corey versus Evan, Randy, and Alex and be in our Team Challenge era,
I
TC
see it.
era.
I see it.
But that's just silly.
that is, yeah, Tim. I don't know how Tim would agree to that.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm his captain, so
Oh, Evan's saying, Tim, you're going to no.
pulling
Tim,
rank.
I think
Just
Corey's
kidding.
just saying if you're going to be on a team of 2, you probably don't want to be on it with Corey, but that depends on the categories.
Yeah, if they're words, we're screwed.
Or the 3 of us can try and beat up on Ralex.
Yeah, we could be.
Or you could totally mix it up. I don't care.
I will tell you, Tim, that every one of these answers will be words. So I think you're screwed either way.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Randy and Alex, do you want a third or do you want to go first? You could pick any of the 3 people available, or you can go first. How about that? That's your.
I like it.
This is
You're
level
like
1
it.
of a
Good.
roguelike. It's going to decide your entire run. The first decision. You're going to fuck it up, or you're going to not.
Alex, there's a strategic choice that would benefit us, but being Ralex is also fun.
I mean, I'm good either way. Whatever you want to do. I'm confident with the right categories, we can dig our way out of this hole.
If you guys do Ralex one more time, I'll convince Struna to make towels or t-shirts.
All right, perfect. Let's just be Ralex.
All right. That means you guys are going first and nothing. Just Tim, Corey, and Evan.
Etc.
Oh, wow. Said it right. ETC ... All right.
That's the game. Say it loud. Shout the names. Spin the questions round and round. Will you land it or hit the ground?
Ralex, I got 3 categories here. All disc or no disc, because until we actually get some events played, or myself or somebody else comes up with an idea for a local disc golf trivia round. What category would you like? Category 1, category 2, or category 3?
We going 1?
Let's go with 1.
I like it.
All right, question 1, category 1. In the 5th Harry Potter book, Professor Umbridge makes Harry write sentences using what liquid for ink? In the 5th Harry Potter book, Professor Umbridge makes Harry write sentences using what liquid for ink?
Believe it's blood.
I have no idea.
I must not tell lies. You don't know this?
No,
99% sure it's blood.
I can't. I don't know how to read Alex's. Going with blood.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the blood a disc?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
There's a lot of discs that I don't like, though.
Throw my blood. Blah.
It seemed,
Feels like it's gonna be. Do you know what I mean, though?
yeah, it feels a little bit macabre, but I don't know.
It's a
You know.
bird.
That's a macaw.
I'm just going to lean in now to the wrong words.
Yeah.
Exactly. We don't like words here.
You found your niche.
Let's just go yes.
Yep. We're going yes.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry, no.
Every freaking time.
Man, we got one on the first question.
Eric, Tim, and Corey, etc. Would you like category 1, category 2, or category 3?
Eric's not here tonight.
You should let Evan take this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evan, Tim, or Corey, etc. Would you like category 1, category 2, or category 3?
Yeah, pick it, Evan.
3.
All right, question 1, category 3. First appearing on the battlefields of World War I during the Battle of the Flers Courcelette, what armored fighting vehicle was originally developed by the British under the Landship Project, but given a deceptive name to suggest that they were merely water carriers? First appearing on the battlefields of World War I during the Battle of Flers Courcelette, what armored fighting vehicle was originally developed by the British under the Landship Project, but given a deceptive name to suggest they were merely water carriers?
First thing that comes to mind is tank.
Yeah. Okay.
As far as like an armored war vehicle.
Yeah, that's all I. Yeah.
I mean, they had tanks for that.
Right.
Is that true?
Yeah, they had tanks. Well, they had the tank.
Yeah, they did.
I know that from playing Battlefield 1, not because I'm a store.
Well, that's like the question is World War One.
Wait, what? Was it in World War II?
I thought it was 2. Can we hear that again?
First appearing on the battlefields of World War One.
Oh, wait, what?
You can stop there.
Okay. Tank sounds great.
I think it's tank.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have no idea.
sure, tank.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the tank a disc?
Well, Corey, I'm glad you and I weren't on the same. Weren't the only two on that team because I heard World War II too.
Yeah,
You can't have etc. without Evan.
Is the tank a disc?
it's gotta be.
It's
Right?
got to be right.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
It's
Okay, gotta be.
You guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
Ching Sports, November 13th, 1998.
Ooh.
Oh, it
2
has
to
been.
1. Ralex, would you like category 1 or category 3? Category 2 will be saved for a later date.
Alex, are you up on Harry Potter if it's like a Harry Potter category?
I mean, I haven't really interacted with Harry Potter in several years at this point, but there was a time when I was very into it. So
That's better than me. I saw the movies.
there's a good chunk that I remember.
Want to do another one in one then? See what it is?
Works for me.
All right. Question 2, category 1. Hawaii's Akabono became the first foreigner ever named a grand champion of what Japanese form of wrestling? Hawaii's Akabono became the first foreigner ever named a grand champion of what Japanese form of wrestling?
But that's got to be sumo, right?
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah. Let's not overthink this. Although Harry Potter, don't know where that comes in. But
I don't think this one is Harry Potter, unfortunately.
all right. Shall we go sumo?
Sumo.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is the sumo a disc?
I like this one so much more, but I feel like we're going to get screwed either way.
We can try to metagame or we can just go with what we feel like. And I'm feeling like yes.
Okay. Let's go yes.
Yes.
You guys agree?
hmm
Legacy Discs, August 14th, 2023.
We're back.
You're back. Well,
Temporarily in the lead.
Stop the count.
Evan, Tim, Corey, category 1 or category 3?
Take another one in 3.
I like it.
All right, question 2, category 3. In the classic stop motion series created by Art Clokey, what is the name of the orange talking pony who serves as the loyal best friend to the green humanoid character Gumby? In the classic stop motion series created by Art Clokey, what is the name of the orange talking horse who serves as the loyal best friend to the green humanoid character Gumby?
You guys remember Gumby?
I do remember Gumby.
Okay. I think the horse's name is Pokey.
For some reason, I was thinking Pony, but now that you say Pokey, I agree with you 100%.
Hi, Pokey.
Yes. Yep. 100%. I'm with you.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Pokey it is.
Is the pokey a disc?
The Pokey Hopi.
Excuse me.
I'm Gumby, damn it.
Poke and Hope. Hopi.
I
don't know.
I'd want to say
It
no, I
sounds
think.
terrible. I don't. I think it sounds terrible. I don't.
Pokey.
I don't want it to be a disc.
Yeah, let's go now.
Corey, do you have any insight?
No, I don't think it's. I don't like it. I don't think it's a disc.
All right, let's roll with it.
You guys agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct.
Ooh.
All right, Ralex, category 1 or category 3?
I have no leanings at this point.
Yeah, neither of these are lining up as categories in my mind yet. Stick with one.
Yep.
All right. Question 3, category 1. Known as the City of Kings, what coastal city serves as the capital and largest metropolitan area of Peru? Known as the City of Kings, what coastal city serves as the capital and largest metropolitan area of Peru?
That would be Worcester.
Yo.
Capital city of Peru.
Is that Lima?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
It's the only name for a city that's associated with Peru that's coming to mind.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. That's all I can actually think of. Does the City of Kings part mean anything?
I don't think so.
I don't speak Spanish, so I can't even make up a name. All right, we're going to Lima.
You guys agree?
I guess.
We agree.
Is the Lima a disc?
Could be, who does the food discs?
Are you saying it like lima bean?
Yeah.
Is it-
It's spelled the same way. I
It
guess
is.
it's not pronounced the same way, but
It's not.
it could be the one company that keeps making cities as discs.
I was coming from that angle. Like, maybe it fits in with that. We could just roll yes this whole time and take all of our thoughts out.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we got good enough potentials. So I say go for it.
We're going yes, Pat.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no. But to your point, Lima, wouldn't matter.
All right, cool.
If Clash Discs did a bean disc, etc. Would you like category 1 or category 3?
Stay in 3.
Yeah, I still have no idea what.
Does anybody know what either one is?
No,
Not a clue.
Okay.
let's go
Going
for
with category 3?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Question 3, category 3, boasting a seating capacity of over 107,000. What is the iconic nickname of Michigan Stadium, the largest stadium in the United States and home of the University of Michigan Wolverines? Boasting a seating capacity of over 107,000. What is the iconic name of Michigan Stadium, the largest stadium in the United States and home to the University of Michigan Wolverine?
Do you know this, guys?
No. I feel like you do.
Not off the top of my head.
It's the Big House.
The Big House.
Yep.
He didn't say I think. He said it is, so
Yeah.
I'm going to go with him.
Yeah. Let's take it down to the Big House.
Big House.
Remember when that was a bar in Albany?
I do. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah. All right. We're going Big House, Pat.
Was it a Michigan bar?
No. It was
No.
like a 4-story.
It was like a
bar.
dance club. Yeah.
Yeah. They had like a dance floor. They had a shuffleboard. They had a pool table floor.
Do they have free popcorn?
I don't remember.
Is the Big House a disc?
No, this, I don't know. That sounds not fun.
Big House. Feels weird. I wouldn't name a disc that.
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
name
feel
it this.
right saying yes.
I don't like it. There have been a lot of no's tonight.
And I ain't scared of saying no to this.
All right, yeah, I'm good with it. I don't like it.
All right. We're going no.
You guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
You are correct. Ralex, category 1 or 3?
Feel like we switch?
Yeah, let's switch.
Oh, I forgot to mute.
All right, question 4, category 3. In the 1989 cult classic action film Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze's character Dalton is not just a bouncer, but a lead bouncer specifically known by what title? In the 1989 cult classic action film Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze's character Dalton is not just a bouncer, but a lead bouncer specifically known by what title?
I have no clue.
No, we shouldn't have switched.
You guys might be partners for a long time.
And the only thing I know about Roadhouse is the stupid Family Guy joke.
That they say Roadhouse a bunch.
Yeah,
It's like the whole bit.
yeah, that's pretty much the entire bit. A lead bouncer.
All right, disc names.
Well, do you guys have any idea of the category?
I
Yeah.
think we do, but this doesn't help. Okay, so like only disc name, because that's where I was coming at, would be like Warden. Maybe that would fit the category, but that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm happy going with Warden. It's certainly better than anything I'm coming up with. It doesn't quite match the way I expect the category to be, but
No.
it's close. I don't know. Yeah, well, let's go Warden.
Oh, wait.
Up.
That's another disc. Slammer.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That sounds better, right?
That definitely sounds better.
All right, we're going Slammer.
You guys agree?
Slammer.
No. Yes.
ETC, in the 1989 cult classic action film Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze's character Dalton is not just a bouncer, but a lead bouncer specifically known by what title?
Do you guys know what the category is?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
I feel like I
No,
know.
I have no idea. When Randy and
Okay.
Alex said they had an idea, I was like, what the hell am I missing?
I think I know the answer from the movie, but I don't know if it's a disc.
Oh, okay, let's go. What is it? I have no idea.
Corey, do you know this one?
No, I just thought I maybe know the category from what they were trying.
Okay. Well, I think that his job was the cooler because he was like the calm, like collected guy who would de-escalate shit, but could fuck people up if he had to.
Okay, cool.
But I don't know if that's a disc, and I don't know the category. Does that make sense for what you think the category is, Corey?
Could be along the lines. I'm not.
Is this like a video gaming thing? Like Tank is like a type of character in like a game, right? Like a you take a lot of damage type of guy.
No, it kind of sounds like names for words you would use, like a jail, like getting sent to Pokey, getting big house.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the cooler that makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah, you're going to the cooler to cool off.
'Cause I think
All
that's
right.
why they
Haven't
said
heard that?
slammer. Like getting sent.
Okay. Well, I think, like I said, from seeing the movie, I'm pretty sure it's cooler.
Well, that makes sense with the theme too. So let's go.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Is the cooler a disc?
No idea.
I've never heard of it.
That's a dumb.
I could see it though. Like you make a disc called the Cool, and then like the follow up has to be the Cooler.
Then no one would
No.
buy the cool though. You would just shoot
Yeah,
yourself
but
in
no
the
one
foot.
makes the cool. Yeah,
Well, then you
that'd
make the
be-
coolest. No, I don't
You
know.
only bought the cool. You know, there's a coolest, right? You're still
I
throwing
mean,
a
the cool 3.
Yeah, the cool. That's what I was thinking.
Cool
Randy, too. I was like the cool 3. Yeah, you got to make it flatter and more overstable.
I don't hate it, but I won't be surprised if it's no. That's the best you'll get out of me.
My vote is no.
I vote no as well.
All right, we'll go with the votes.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Yep.
You were correct.
All right,
But that was a steal, right?
Yes.
it was.
So what category would you gentlemen like? 1 or 3?
I mean, stick with 3. If
Yeah.
now that the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, I like it.
Question 5, category 3. The Great Pyramid at Giza, the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still largely intact, was originally commissioned to serve as what type of structure for the pharaoh Khufu? The Great Pyramid at Giza, the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still largely intact, was originally commissioned to serve as what type of structure for the pharaoh Khufu?
Like tomb.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
They were like, I don't know, burial
Yeah,
monuments,
right. Same thing.
tombstone.
Tombstone.
No,
I think it's tomb, right?
That almost sounds too easy of an answer.
right.
I agree 100% for a question.
All right, what's other slang for jail or prison? Slammer.
Yeah, that's the first.
Yeah, slammer.
That's gonna be question 6's answer.
Yeah, what else is there?
I mean, not a sarcophagus. What do you call those things that like the people with money buy at a cemetery, where it's like a
A
whole
mausoleum.
Oh, yeah, mausoleum. Okay, no, not that either.
What else they call it? What they would call jail, like
Maybe it was his pen.
his pen,
His playpen.
his clink.
It's a burial chamber. I don't know.
It is a burial chamber. That's what. But was that what it was originally commissioned for, or is that what it just ended up being?
I don't know.
Let's go.
I just.
It is a disc. Tomb is a disc.
Oh well. All right.
All right,
I got nothing better.
me neither. We're going tomb.
You guys agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is the tomb a disc?
Apparently
Yes,
it is.
It's
Apparently it
infinite
is.
disc. It's like an overstable putter.
Infinite Discs, March 29th, 2018. Alex, what's that put them at?
Too many.
Is it 10?
100.
Okay.
Is it? I had 9.
I got 4 to 10 right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty.
Not dead yet.
No. Ralex,
18 down is
category
still in play.
1 or category 3?
Dude, Alex, we switched at the wrong time, dude.
We very much switched at the wrong time.
That was so easy. They floundered on Tomb for like 10 minutes. You're going to have to edit that down so much. I think we go question 6 on principle that it's going to be
on
somewhere.
principle.
Do you want to just lock in Slammer now?
Yeah, I already have.
You want to future Google it?
Yeah, I'm confident.
I mean, we could.
Alex, we're behind by 6 points. We need
There's 8 points out there. We could get it all.
Let's get it right now with Slammer. Dynamic discs.
I guess we'd have to. Yeah, might as well. Go for it.
All right, question 6, category 3. In the 1990s playground craze known as Pogs, what was the name of the heavier, thicker game piece used to strike a stack of milk caps to flip them over? In the 1990s, playground craze known as Pogs, what was the name of the heavier, thicker game piece used to strike a stack of milk caps to flip them over?
Did you just like
Don't
Google
make him
AI
admit it. Don't make him admit
Slammer?
that.
Just okay, never mind.
Mine looked like an Oreo cookie. It was awesome.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Mine looked like a Pokeball.
Wait, what? I didn't know Pogs overlapped Pokemon.
It was
I
like
have
way
Pokeball.
later. Way later.
That's crazy
Yeah.
that you had a Pokemon Slammer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, log in Slammer.
Slammer.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Is the Slammer a disc?
It is. I don't know what year. Yeah, it's definitely dynamic.
We've got the Slammer or the Sake Bomb Slammer. Well, first of all, what company?
It's definitely dynamic.
Yep.
The Sake Bomb one, I think I could guess, came out in like 21. I don't know if that's too early.
No, he was still into it then, I think.
Ooh.
What do you got, Alex? Do you agree?
For some reason, I thought Sake Bomb Slammer was more recent, but 22. We can call it that.
Dynamic Disc, April 4th, 2022.
Nice.
The regular Slammer Dynamic Disc, July 28th, 2017. So does that put you guys at 6?
6 to 10.
We're
back.
Super secret bonus question for Ralex.
Shit.
What term, originating from a Japanese word meaning blur or haze, refers to the aesthetic quality of the blur in the out-of-focus parts of an image, often characterized by pleasing circles of light? What term, originating from a Japanese word meaning blur or haze, refers to the aesthetic quality of the blur in the out-of-focus parts of an image, often characterized by pleasing circles of light?
I know this.
Are we in a category right now, or are we
No,
just
this
like,
is super secret bonus question that
We're
you guys
just
didn't
in
know
it.
existed.
This is the Randy Bemis question.
Yeah, I know
Alex,
this
you
because
know
I
it?
asked Randy what it
Yeah.
was.
As featured on the podcast. Insert
Yeah.
clip here.
It's the bouquet.
yeah, the bokeh or bokeh, depending on how you say it.
Is the bouquet or bokeh a disc?
Yes,
Yep.
Axiom Disc, September 15th. What year?
This year?
25.
25. Oh my God, it's a new year.
It's January.
25.
You are correct. It's a 2-point game.
They just get three points. What the hell?
Wild card, bitches.
Yeah, I owed them a bonus question. I just didn't tell you when I was going to use it.
Love it.
Etc. You still got a question in the hole and a 2-point lead. Right, Alex? 2 point?
Yes.
All right. Question 4, category 1 for Evan, Tim, and Corey. What character from a Western folk ballad lived in a canyon, wore size 9 shoes, and was gone forever after drowning in a duck pond at 9 in the morning? What character from a Western folk ballad lived in a canyon, wore size 9 shoes, and was gone forever after drowning in a duck pond at 9 in the morning?
Moki the Bear.
What the hell?
I got nothing.
Yeah.
What I wanted to hear.
What? Oh.
Cotton
Okay.
Eye Joe.
Do we have any guesses on the category? Are they the names of like TV shows or something?
Are they all kinds of beans?
Blood bean, snow bean. I'm still hung up on drowning in a duck pond.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
And he has smaller shoes than me.
Western.
Folk ballad.
I got no idea.
Me neither.
Darn it. Ralex J. Barnaby.
Oh, that sounds like a fun name.
You can't think of like a classic Western character.
No, because I'm going to say something stupid like, was Davy Crockett a real person? And Randy's going to laugh at me.
He had a raccoon hat.
Dude, if me and Alex ever play together for doubles, we're going to be Ralex J. Barnaby. That's like too
Oh, I
good.
love that.
I don't know where that came from. I don't know. I'm thinking like fictional characters like Paul Bunyan, but he did not
Yeah.
wear size 9. He's like
Yeah,
a
he's
big
huge.
guy. I don't know.
He had a big old blue.
Daniel Boone, is that the guy who's real? Was Davy Crockett a fictional character? I don't know why that's. I don't know, dude.
Daniel Boone.
Yeah, I like Daniel.
I think
Boone.
that's a real. One of them's a real person.
Is that the guy that
Yeah.
was in Where the Red Fern Grows?
I have no idea.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, Danny Boone.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Ralex. What character from a Western folk ballad lived in a canyon, wore size 9 shoes, and was gone forever after drowning in a duck pond at 9 in the morning?
Boone and Crockett were real people, by the way, if any listeners are confused.
But Paul Bunyan was not, right?
I don't.
Just to clear up any other confusion there might be lingering.
No. Paul Bunyan, not.
Okay.
Paul Bunyan was my first thought of a folk person, so I don't think it's that. All right, Alex, say the name. You're the folklore guy.
I'm evidently not familiar enough with this sort of folklore. So who are folklore guys? It's not going to be Johnny Appleseed.
I like that. I don't think it's right. I think he was a real person too.
Yeah, he had a different name. I'm blanking on his name. But yes. What about like Clementine or something?
Just like does this go with the category?
I have no idea. It's just, oh, my darling Clementine. I just know that the person they're singing about died.
I love that.
Drowning.
I absolutely love that, Alex.
That's about all I got.
We're going with it.
You guys agree?
Yep.
John Chapman was
That's it.
yeah, Appleseed. In a cavern in a canyon excavating for a mine dwelt a
Yeah.
miner 49er and his daughter Clementine. Light she was and like a fairy, and her shoes were number 9. Drove she ducklings to the water every morning just at 9. Is the Clementine a disc
Oh my God.
Wow.
for the tie?
Classic Ralex.
I have no clue.
I mean, it seems like it could be a Clash disc.
We did say we were just going to go yes. I said that. You didn't agree. But
I mean, we could just keep going, yes.
we could.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like it. I don't know why.
It seems good enough.
We're going yes, Pat.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no.
No.
Final round, etc. is up at 10. Ralex at 9. Question 5, category 1 for Ralex, because that was a steal.
Yeah.
Omphaloskepsis is the Greek word for idly contemplating or gazing at what part of the body. Omphaloskepsis is the Greek word for idly contemplating or gazing at what part of the body.
So I know what the category is, I think. Do you have any guesses, Alex?
I have nothing.
Okay. Part of the body, navel, because I think it's all oranges.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, navel
all I
gazing.
got.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Works for me.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is the navel a disc?
Please no.
Oh my God, this sounds so bad, but if we say no and then it's a yes.
I mean, there's multiple spellings of navel.
Yeah.
Good point, Pat.
Yeah, navel doesn't sound right though, if it even in the Navy sense.
Yeah, like I could see there being a Navy disc.
A Navy,
I
but
wouldn't expect it to be a naval disc.
let's switch to no. If it backfires, it's just meant to be.
But was it a hint? No, I don't I don't want it to
Pat
be a
already
disc.
gave us like 10 hints tonight.
So that was just me saying that,
No,
It's
yeah, I
phonetical.
definitely don't want it to be a disc.
I
so
don't
let's say
like
no.
it. Yep. Let's go no.
You guys agree?
Yeah,
Yes.
You are correct.
Oh, thank God.
got there.
So you guys are up by 1 point. How that happened, I have no idea. But Evan, Tim, and Corey, you've got one question left.
My have the turns have tied.
We'll take category
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, you got category one,
Yes.
Corey. Good call.
Confidently, category 1.
Question 6, category 1. What fruit became the international symbol of hospitality and is often found carved into bedposts and gateposts because they were once so rare and expensive that they were displayed as a sign of wealth and welcome? What fruit became the international symbol of hospitality and is often found carved into bedposts and gateposts because they were once so rare and expensive that they were displayed as a sign of wealth and welcome?
Do you guys know the category?
Yeah, Randy said it's all orange.
I know, I was just kidding.
Oh, I don't really know. I don't know. I sumo orange or a limo.
Neither did I.
The only other orange-like thing I know is a lime and a tangerine.
I have a fruit in mind, but I don't know how it relates to oranges. But across the street from Hudson Valley, there used to be this bar, and on the roof, they had pineapples. And somebody told me that was like a symbol, like basically what he just described in the question. But is there like a pineapple orange?
There's been worse crossbreeding and.
Oh my God, I've been talking on mute this whole time.
Well, spit it out then, Tim.
I was agreeing with Evan. Oh my God, I've been sitting here going, yeah, Evan's right. I don't know how it ties into an orange, but it's the answer.
It's pineapple,
it's
right?
a pineapple because of hospitality. I knew that, but I had no idea how it ties into oranges.
All right, so pineapple.
I fully expected Tim to be like, "Oh my God, I was muted this whole time," and then not have an answer. Cool. Yeah. So pineapple.
Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
You are tied. Is the pineapple a disc?
that feels like a Clash disc,
Yeah, I think
maybe.
it is.
I don't think I've heard of that on a Clash disc, but
It should be their most expensive disc.
yeah,
Their most hospitable one.
Exactly.
I'm fine with saying I just don't think I've heard of that as a Clash disc, but I'm fine with saying yes.
I like it because, of course, it is.
Yeah, it sounds.
And
like
if we're wrong, it's tied.
I don't really
No.
like Tim not knowing it, but I still
Oh
say
no!
that-
Don't rely on that.
He doesn't throw any Clash.
I don't. Not anymore.
But I feel like your guys' friend group is a bunch of Zoomers buying discs.
But also, your friend group throws a lot of Clash.
We're trying to get him off that.
Okay, I wasn't sure. If that was
I don't know at all, but I like it as a disc, and
Yeah.
it fits with Clash, I guess is what I'm saying.
Pineapple's
Alright.
a fun word. Why wouldn't they?
I like the word too. Let's go with yes.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, no.
Damn.
And I might be wrong, but I think they might have had a putter at one point. If they did, it is no longer PDJ approved. So that means we have a tie and we need a tiebreaker question.
Oh, boy.
I just need a minute.
I'll take a poll while Pat thinks of this. Helderberg Championship 2, would you pay potentially an extra $10 in your entry fee to get a premium Berg instead? Not like it's an option, just like the fact that they cost more. And Casta apparently is way more expensive than other companies.
As opposed to like a base plastic?
A base plastic, yeah.
I'd rather have a premium.
Same.
Yeah, if I was going to do it, I would want a
Yeah.
premium.
Yeah.
And I don't know, $10 more bringing it up to what? Like, how much was it?
I don't know. Let's say like difference between like 35 and 45 or something like that.
I don't know why I'm asking. The answer is yes. Yes, I would.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say that's not going to make a difference for me signing up or not.
Yeah.
What if you didn't like me?
That's hard to imagine.
Now,
It's
wait, if I
hard to put
didn't like
myself in
you?
those shoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
I don't know.
If I didn't like you, I'd just sneak a range in instead.
Oh,
What
see,
the
that's my game too. I'd rather have a range.
Are you under the impression there are a lot of people who don't like you?
No, I felt there was like a bias in the room. It's like,
Oh,
I will tell you, Randy, I am upset that I didn't do the first one.
that is
So,
sad.
Yeah.
I think some people that maybe would be a consideration. For me, it's not. And that's all I can say.
I think as much as maybe it being a little pricier, people might also just think they want a premium disc. So
Well, just in terms of something you can use down the road, like especially a Berg,
that's true.
the way Berg throwers throw them.
Yeah. Mine was beat up from the one round. So
Yeah. Same.
yeah.
Do you have to putt with the premium one too?
So I was gonna do open bag, like everyone gets a disc, but you can play with Bergs that you own.
Okay.
Boo.
I like that.
What?
There's your dissent.
No ranges, no Berg X's, no funny business.
Okay.
No, we need to be 7 people out there playing with the same 4 different colored discs. We could all have a problem.
You mean the whole card of pink Bergs?
Yeah.
All right, Pat, the floor is yours again.
I'm always looking at stuff that I would never use as a regular question. So I think I had a disc that we would never use as a regular question. All right, Ralex, we're going to try to mix it up a little bit. Do you want the first guess or do you want the second, since it's your turn?
Man, he's really nice to us tonight. I think it would make sense to take the second guess, but everything we do can backfire.
Well, let me ask you guys your opinion on that. Since you guys went first, I just mean this in general, like the team that goes first, you say a year, the other team's got a 50-50 shot after that.
Mm-hmm.
But they also have the opportunity to get it right on the nose.
That is true.
Yeah, if you know absolutely nothing about it, then it's just a 50-50 with whatever number the first team sets. But I guess technically slightly less than a 50-50 because it could be the number that they set. But if you do know a little bit about it and you've got a range in your head of, it's like vaguely 1980s and then the other team says 2000, then it's a pretty big advantage to go second.
Yeah, so with that knowledge, what do you think?
I mean, I would prefer to go second.
Yep, that would make sense.
All right, you might have just thrown away your chances, but
Perfect.
Evan, Tim, and Corey, your disc is the Innova Champion Discs AVR 3. The Innova Champion Discs AVR 3. What year was it approved officially as a PDGA approved disc?
AVR itself is like, I think we've had that. Is it like 84 or something?
Yeah, but this is the overstable.
Right. When I first started playing, I watched a bunch of the Dave Dunapace videos where he talked about this crap.
Okay.
So I don't know, pick the AVR and add 3 years. I don't know. Say
No,
87.
they didn't start doing threes until much later.
Much later.
That's how
94,
No, like late, much later.
95.
I don't know if I would say late 90s or early 2000s, like the threes coming out.
Can I add context to this?
Yeah.
I saw Randy ace with an AVR 3 at Stonykillers, or excuse me, at SPW. So
Hell yeah.
hell yeah, you did.
Which hole was it?
It was hole 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was blue.
Oh, nice.
It was sick.
I don't feel like threes were in the 90s at all, but I could be wrong.
Obviously wasn't around.
Yeah, me neither, but I feel like threes were later than that.
2005.
All right, bet.
All right, cool.
Bet.
Actually,
Sorry, I'm chilling.
Or do you like
Actually,
2009 better? Or is that too
You
new?
like 2009 better? I don't throw a lot of Innova either, so I think I remember like the Rock 3 or something like that wasn't in the 90s like you would think it would be without the Rock.
I
when- how long
I
the
go back
Rocks
to
were.
2003.
Well, you didn't have 2003 to begin with.
Oh, well, I'm like, my vote goes back. My vote is.
Oh, you're going from 2005 to 2009, now back to 2003.
Did I say 2005 the first time?
2005.
Oh, yeah,
2005. All right. Let's roll.
You guys agree 2005?
Yeah.
Sure.
Ralex, what year was the Innova Champion Disc AVR 3 first officially approved by the PDGA?
What's your gut feeling, Alex?
My instinct was earlier than that.
Oh, shit. Mine's the later. I think the 3 nomenclature was Macbeth,
Yeah.
like 2010s.
Like I remember they had Rock 3s that they made with the Columbia Land Conservancy stamp, which was around the time they were fundraising for Stonykillers,
Okay.
which is 2011-ish. But that doesn't mean
No, that's like pre-Macbeth. Wait, when did he win his first one?
I mean you can still get Rock 3s if you're if you're doing custom stamps now. So it's it's sometime before 2011, but not necessarily even around 2011. I also don't actually know if that's when those were from. I'm pretty sure it was, but I don't know that for a fact.
I don't know, Alex. I was thinking newer than 05.
I mean, you've been playing for longer than me, so I'm
Golly.
inclined to lean towards what you did.
I owned one in like 2016, 17, so that doesn't help at all. But
Yeah, I mean, when I started playing in 2018, I had access to them.
Shoot, I was still thinking like 2010s, but
Yeah, let's go 2010s then, or
yeah.
2000.
So what did they say? 5?
Yeah, they said 5.
So we're saying 2006.
I think so.
Are you sure they said 5?
No, because Corey flip flopped like 10 times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said 5.
I'm not. So we're going 2006 then.
We'll go 2006, and if they said 2009, then we'll still have a chance.
That's true. We have a chance no matter what.
Yeah,
You guys
I'm
agree?
happy with 2006.
Evan, what did you guys say?
2005.
Okay, I just wanted to double check. The Innova Champion Disc AVR 3, February 8th, 2017.
Dang.
Oh, I
Damn,
bought
what
it when
the
it came
hell?
out.
I was wildly off with my assumptions then.
Congratulations, Ralex. You don't have to be teammates for a while, and you win. Not that you don't want to be teammates or anything, but
The one you aced with, was that the one you bought on the release day? Like, did you wait in line to buy that? And you've had it in your bag for like so long, and then you finally aced with it?
No, I had a base plastic one first. I didn't realize it was new because the one I aced with was like a factory second, but the first one I bought had like a cool stamp on it. So maybe I did actually buy like the first run of base plastic ones.
Nice.
I don't know. I didn't know much back then. I was kind of just shopping.
well, I will say that even with that bonus, you guys came back pretty strong. Like, even if
Yeah.
you don't want to include that.
Yeah, you guys almost would have won without that.
And yeah.
Any birthdays of anybody that they know is coming up? I'll start. I got Ernest Motton. He was on the podcast a few years back.
Nick Atcats, January 20th.
Alcatraz.
The same.
Awesome.
Dan Perry, January 21st.
Eric Hartman.
Matt Ellis did some disc golf stuff at one point. Ethan Hatters on the 23rd.
Billy Archer up to the 23rd.
Yep.
Andy Kloss, I'm sure he doesn't, but maybe he does. He's on the 22nd. Yeah, I wasn't here last week. Did you guys say Terry LaPierre Jr. from up north last week?
I did mention it,
Okay.
but
Nothing wrong with repeating.
perhaps more appropriate for this week since it's the 18th.
Sounds more like a hockey player, if you ask me. But we've been really lax on our goals, and we still got FPO and MPO Player of the Year, so we'll get to them soon. But thank you, Corey, Jason, Evan, Tim, Alex, and Randy. And sweet.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, everybody.
I do also have an Evan question as the only other bearded fella here. You usually keep it pretty burly. I'm assuming you shave your own beard when it comes time or trim.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just do it with clippers?
I've had a couple different ones over the years. The ones right now has a bunch of different guards that are all color coded for different lengths. So I'll start with the long one and then kind of work my way down as I trim it up. Sometimes when I get a haircut, I'll have the barber, edge it up for me. But
I'm curious, like when you do a reset, when you finally had enough, you're like, all right, today's the day. And I guess if it's color coded, maybe that's not gonna be the easiest question. But like, what number clipper do you like? What's your go-to clipper length?
I think it's blue.
All right.
Yeah, maybe I'll have my wife run upstairs and grab it, and I could tell you. It's funny, yesterday my brother-in-law asked me when the last time I didn't have a beard was, and I had to think back. I shaved it for a Halloween costume, but I couldn't quite place the year.
For a team challenge, I was one of the guys I was on the card with. We were talking about beards or whatever, and he's like, "When's the last time you went like completely clean shaven?" Like, probably for a wedding, and that was the last time I'll ever do it because I don't look right. And then I see the wedding photos, and I'm like, "Ugh, I look baby faced and 1.5 chinny." I don't like it. I keep the beard.
Yeah, I can't shave it all off. It doesn't look good.
On Thursdays, typically, I will get my buzzer and I put the lowest, I guess the shortest, basically one up from just metal, as far as
The stubble setting.
And I just do the whole Magilla, face, head, everything, all same length, and then I do it again the next Thursday.
Yeah, my dad's been doing his own like that for a while, just buzzing his own head.
Years ago when I worked at the airline, we had to take a shuttle because the employee parking was so far away, you had to take a bus. And I was behind a guy, and all I saw was the two lines, the trail you get on the back of your head that kind of goes to your back. He had a shaved head, but all I could see was that trail. And I stood, it's a 5-10 minute ride. I just stared at it and I'm like, never, that will never happen to me. So,
you're like, no one will ever stare at me like this on the bus.
Exactly. So I'm very conscious of making sure that I get every bit.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons to do it once a week is because so that way it's long enough that, it's not going to mess with stuff.